gray, it's overcast, and it's chilly in Montreal. All the more reason to go on inside the Maurice Richard Arena. It's the domed facility in the back of your picture, tucked into the corner of the Olympic Park, the host of the 1976 Summer Olympics, and now very much the home of short track in Canada. As we come inside, the stands are filling up nicely for afternoon number 1 on weekend number 2 of the ISU Short Track World Tour in Montreal. Hi everybody, Gavin Day here again alongside Tyler Dara. We've gone through 2 long qualifying days. We've gone through the Saturday morning repechage, and now it's time to go racing in Montreal time.
Well, Gavin, I'm so excited for this afternoon session. We're already on our feet up here. We're going to start off with a bang in these 500-meter quarterfinals, and there's just so much at stake this weekend on the World Tour. And let's start off with the Crystal Globe. On a general World Tour circuit, we have 6 stops. This year, it's shortened to 4 on account of the Winter Olympic Games. So every race just becomes increasingly more valuable for those results, combining towards that Crystal Globe title, which is one of the biggest titles you can win in short track speed skating.
What they're doing inside, they introduce the Canadians who have been entered over the course of these 2 weekends. And yeah, as Tyler mentioned, just 4 World Tour events. And so in many realities, when it comes down to the Crystal Globe, this is kind of moving day to see who's really in the mix with just 2 events to come next month.
We're going to be halfway through the World Tour after this weekend. And if those skaters that got off to maybe a slower start, they got to make some big strides this weekend.
Chance to rack up some big points. The events today, the men's 500-meter and 1,500-meter individual events, the women's 1,000 meters, and then we also have the women's 3,000-meter relay. If you are a regular to watching the ISU Short Track World Tour, it's the schedule you're used to, and if you are new and checking things out as you perhaps do a little bit of research, counting down to Milano Cortina in 2026 next February, welcome. You're in for a treat. As we really, once we get going, the only thing that really stops us is the ice resurfacing breaks, because just about every week race now, even as we enter the 500-meter quarterfinals, it starts to get breathless.
Well, I need those ice breaks just to catch my breath. So another factor playing into this season is those Olympic qualifying positions. In the 500-meter, you have to be top 32. In the 1,000-meter, top 32 as well. The 1,500-meter, they'll take 36 skaters for that event.
So with 4 heats in the quarterfinals, 5 skaters each, that's 20. And so just picking up where you left off there, we've gone through the repechage where that's a lot of the skaters who are just knocking on the door of those spots, competing for those spots. This is the chance, if you're a skater who's maybe not one of the ones we used to seeing, a chance to pile up those Olympic ranking positions the higher you go in the top 20 here.
If you can qualify for these quarterfinals, make it to the top 20, you're going to score some huge points. They're going to move you towards that Olympic qualification and that Olympic dream of those athletes.
And there you see the schedule for the first chunk of the day. And the lights come up, the racing lights are on, and we'll end after the women's 3,000-meter relay with the men's 500-meter or 5,000-meter relay semis. And so the home crowd here, so often boosting the Canadian athletes. They got to an absolutely dream start to the World Tour last season. A couple of medals last weekend. A couple of gold medals as well. And there was the gold medal for William Dongenou. And he will be first on the ice in the men's 500-meter quarterfinals. 4 heats in all. Top 2 and a maximum of 2 fastest third-place skaters qualify for the semis. And we always say maximum 2 because once advancements and penalties are factored in, those spots do disappear. And so you see the big opening for the home crowd. William Dongenou, Maxime Laoun. Also in this heat, Abzal Ashgaliev of the Kazakh Nomads. Liu Xiaowang, a return to form for him of the Chinese Lungs. And Dennis Orrs, perhaps something of an X factor, a guy who has a very high top speed for the Turkish Anatolian Cars. Time to go racing here in Montreal.
Go to the start. Ready.
The all-important dash into the first corner, out of position one is Dungy, but nope, they're going to bring that one back.
Well, there was a click of the blades between Liu Xiaoang and Dennis Orrs there. It was not a clean start, so they're going to restart this race. And this race already just stacks here. We have William Danjou, won the 500 meter last weekend. Max Laun, fourth in the 500. And then in fourth position, Liu Xiaoang, 2022 500 meter Olympic champion.
We're going to just a tribute to the depth that we always bring up. There's always someone who's won some major event at some point, whether it's World Tour, World Championships, Olympics. It's just such a deep, deep sport and growing deeper all the time. And so we'll see if take two happens. They have to get all the way around that first corner without any contact or clip or blade clicks for the race to keep going.
Go to the start. Ready.
And not quite going to make it again. Thought I saw Danjou stumble that time, and Laun wondering where the incident was.
Well, I think there was a little bit of a stumble from William Danjou. I didn't see a blade click. Let's watch the replay.
Definite stumble from Danjou. Galiev there.
Galiev there with Liu Xiaoang out positions 3 and 4 on the line.
And now we'll get a first look at blades getting looked at.
Well, I think what happened was William Danjou caught his toe on the ice. That's why we see him over there getting loosened and tight. And what happens is you have a bend in your blade. If you have a big contact on the blade, even a hard toe in, it can disrupt the bend. So if you loosen and tighten those bolts, it can recorrect itself, make sure everything is in top shape.
Now, had Danjou gone down on his own without contact, there we would have seen the race continued. And so sort of perhaps a bit fortunate that there was some other contact as well, but he still made it into the corner first. Once again, showing the benefits of being in position one, so important in the 500 meters.
And that plays a big factor in these quarterfinals. You want to better your position for the semifinals. If you can win the race, but you can do it with a quick time, that's going to better your lane position in the following round.
Orrs is one of those guys we've seen on World Tour pop up last season in Tilburg. And suddenly he was really, I think it was Steven Dubois, the Canadian, that he was just so great at staying close to. And we sort of said, okay, he's got the speed to match, and it's making that next step. All this mounting to the tension.
Well, skaters have to stay focused here. They cannot back down on the start. If you back down, that could really put a damper in your race.
Go to the start. Ready.
For Danjou, the gold medal in the 500 a week ago, but he also had a couple falls, and so he's a bit behind in the Crystal Globe standings, and it's Orrs off the lead with a fantastic start.
Well, a huge move from Dennis Orrs. He loses his footing in that corner. He's down. William Danjou is out front now.
And it was out of position 5, so it was a great start for Orrs, but unfortunate for him. Now the two Canadians have a chance to run it back here together. Here comes Liu Xiaoang, though.
Well, Max Laun just checking over his shoulder as he goes down the straightaway. He's going to want to defend this second position.
It is Danjou and Laun. Liu's going to make it close, but it is a perfect start for the home side.
Well, that's the type of race you want to see from William Danjou, looking rock solid there, and that is a quick time, 40.24. That will certainly help with his lane position in the next round. Here's a replay of that start. Dennis Orrs, just incredible speed there off the opening lap.
What a difference that would have provided, but just unable to keep it together around that corner. He had Donjanu right down behind him, and then of course it was right after the pass, and so unfortunate for him.
You can see the left foot there of Orr's just breaking out as he's trying to push through. He's leaning over so heavily. They're traveling so fast. It's a lot of force being transferred to the ice and it breaking out.
So it's Donjanu and Laun. Looking at that third place time, Lu Xiaowang 40.364. That will be the one to watch. Fortunately for him, he just has 3 races to watch. We had a 1,500 meter women's, can't remember where it was, but they had a maximum of 1 spot advancing on time, and it was in the first heat, and they had to wait through 9 heats in all before they knew they were going through. So it'll be a short wait for Lu Xiaowang to see if 40.364 holds up. Heat number 2. As Pietro Siegel finally gold a week ago in the 1,000 meters. Brandon Kim, one of those USA Eagles making some big jumps. Miyata Shogo, I'm going to ask it, is today the day for him to finally get onto the podium? Dennis Nikisha getting through this week. He sat out last weekend. And then Niall Tracy of the British Royals.
Well, Dennis Nikisha battling some injury right now, but what's at stake here is getting that ranking secured to qualify him for the game. So he really had to push through as best as he could to get into this 500-meter event and secure a good result to punch his ticket to Milan Cortina. Milano Cortina, my apologies.
There you go, I did that the other day. Here's a look at Niall Tracy. Tomorrow will be his bread and butter in the 1,000 meters. But yeah, Nikisha, perhaps a benefit for him. He got through, didn't have to worry about repêchages, and here he is into the quarterfinals. Top 20 already secured, and he would just like to add to that team ranking for him. There is Siegel, so comfortable, so calm on the ice. Never really shows much.
Go to the start. Ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone staying in the same positions they had on the line. It's Siegel, Kim, Miyata, Nikisha, and Tracy.
Well, you can see Pietro Siegel on a speed track here, wide on the entry, building it out through the exit. Bit of a stumble there.
Keeping an eye out for Dennis Nikisha. It is Kim who goes down. And so now there is a gap for second. Miyata has Dennis Nikisha right behind him. Pietro Siegel, just cool as you like.
Well, let's see if Dennis Nikisha can try to set something up on Miyata Shogo, but there's a bit of a gap forming.
And it will be Siegel into the semis, and it looks like Miyata will join him. I talk about it's finally the day for Miyata. He has number 5 on his helmet, 5th in the overall World Tour standings last year, but never made a podium. So consistent, but consistently just off the podium. And until it happens, we will wonder, is this the day?
Well, speaking of consistency, Pietro Siegel, consistent as ever. He was second last weekend. There's another look. Brandon Kim breaking out on the exit of this corner.
That almost is the bogey corner. We always sort of watch to see, is there one over the course of a weekend where there seems to be the inordinate proportion of falls, and it looks like it's that one. We've got a few there today. And so results official, Siegel, Miyata going through, Nikisha with a 40.842. That is the bubble time right now. Slower than Lu Xiaowang with 2 heats still to come.
Well, we did see Brandon Kim go down the same corner as Dennis Orr, very different spots on the track. So to me, that's not identifying that there's a specific issue with the ice in that corner, just very different places on the track.
And a look at Jens van het Vout, the Dutch star. He had to do a couple extra 1,500 meters this morning going through the repêchage, shaking out the legs. How's his recovery been? That's the big question. A look at the world champion, Steven Dubois. And nice ovation from the home crowd seeing him on the screen. Also in this heat, Andrew Hio, another USA Eagle, Daniel Abog right there. The Uzbek Cobras and Roberts Kreuzbergs. Very good morning coming through the repêchage, but he's out in position number 5 for the Latvian Golden Stars.
Go to the start. Ready.
And it is Dubois, absolutely world class on that start.
Well, Stephen Dubois doing what he does best, winning that start, quickly shifting to a speed track. Watch how wide he is out there. He generates so much speed on these corners, and down goes Ibog in that hard fall there.
Top speed in the other corner that I was looking at. Hio up the inside. Is this the move for the USA Eagle? Can't make it
able
stick.
to defend, but Jens Van Wout takes advantage of the opportunity. There was some speed loss there between Stephen Dubois and Andrew Hio.
And now here comes Kruisbergs at the bell trying to get up into third, but Jens Van Wout, opportunistic move. He will take it. Dubois into second, Kruisbergs in third. And we'll see no yellow dots on our screen. I don't think that's getting reviewed. Just Hio not able to finish that move, and they both lost speed. And as Tyler mentioned, Van Wout there to seize the opportunity.
Well, Andrew Hio looking so strong in that race. He saw an opportunity to try to move up his position. He was under pressure from Jens Van Wout in third, so he knew he had to try to make a move, or else he might be in trouble. So let's get a look at that pass here. You can see how tight they're going to go in together. They're just not able to build any speed on this entry. Dubois defending. They're holding. Jens Van Wout able to carry his speed better through. Double inside pass there. Very opportunistic move. Very well done.
My big question going in was, what will Van Wout do coming out of position number 3? Looked just fine to me.
He'll find a way. You know, the best skaters in the world, you always wonder how they're going to do it, but they always manage to find a way.
And so the third place time for Kruisbergs, a 40.684. That is quicker than Nikisha, but slower than Lou. So that is now the bubble third place time as we wait for heat number 4. There are the results on your screen. And we will go to heat number 4 with Thomas Natalini, Sun Long, Łukasz Kuczynski, Hwang Dae-han, and Mella Van Wout. He came through the repechage this morning in the 500 meters. And so, yes, 2 Van Wouts in the 500 meters, but Natalini came also through the repechage in the 1500. Another guy who's got some extra efforts in the legs from this morning.
Go to the start. Ready.
Kuczynski had the jump quickly, but not able to get through, and it's Sun Long on the front ahead of Natalini, and watch out, Hwang Dae-han, always dangerous.
Natalini now tracking down Sun Long. Sun Long goes back on his heels. Natalini wasn't ready to make the move on the outside.
Now watch out for Kuczynski trying to wind it up. It's a long way to go from 5th place.
What a move from Hwang Dae-han. Mella Van Wout, though, moving through the pack as well.
Sun Long, the veteran skater on the podium, a weekend to go.
Tight entry from Hwang Dae-han on Sun Long.
He wasn't able to hold it. Hwang Dae-han gets ahead of Mella Van Wout. And so I was just talking about Sun, who's on the podium in the 1500 meters a week ago. Just not complaining about that late move is what will get looked at, but Mella Van Wout celebrating, jumping up into 2nd.
Well, just to start, the battle was already unfolding. Sun Long was able to get just a bit ahead of Natalini. He's on the outside lane. He's able to accelerate better off that first corner to take the lead of this race, but he goes back on his heels and he loses some speed right here. Natalini was actually kind of on the outside shoulder, so he couldn't jump up the inside at that moment, but he lost some speed, and Hwang Dae-han jumps in front of him right here.
That was right before. It was on the last corner that they did.
Now let's watch. This is the finishing corner here. Hwang Dae-han jumping up the inside, shoulder to shoulder with Sun Long. Bumps him out, Mella Van Wout.
And so it is a possible illegal late pass is what they are looking at. And that would mean an advancement if they found something, as Sun Long was at the front in one of those advancement positions. And so we'll wait, they'll take a look. And so they are chatting with the video review room.
Well, Mella Benebout, the unofficial winner right now. Another great result from him. He was 10th last weekend in the 500 meter, really establishing himself as one of the top skaters.
Final decision, we got a penalty for number 110 from Korea and an advancement for number 9 for China.
There you go. So Hwang Dae-han did cross the line first, but it was an illegal late pass, and so he is penalized. Sun Long is advanced, and yeah, that popped up Mella Benebout up to the qualifying spot, and Thomas Natalini, so they are all moving on to the semis. That also knocked out one of the third fastest times, so there is only one moving on, and that is Liu Shaoan, who was third in heat number 1. Now we move along. How was that? Right into the women's 1,000-meter quarterfinals now, already on the ice. 4 heats, top 2 from each race, and up to 2 fastest third-place skaters qualify for the semis. Heat number 1 has Courtney Saroux, certainly one to watch right now. Michelle Velzebor, Maya Dora Somodi, Kristen Santos Griswold, the reigning Crystal Globe winner, and Gabriela Topolska.
Ready.
So an ice maple, a ninja, or a lion, an eagle, a falcon, and a hussar. 1 through 5 right now.
Well, if you were with us last weekend, you would have heard us talk a lot about Courtney Saroux. He's looking in top form right now on this World Tour season. 2 victories last weekend, looking to continue that streak here today.
On the front right now, she has shown a desire to get to the front, and she's very tough to dislodge once she decides she wants to remain there. But it's Michelle Velzebor moving ahead right now. Watch out for position number 3, the Crystal Globe helmet there of Kristen Santos Griswold.
Well, this race moving at a decent speed here. Those mid 9-second laps. Courtney Saroux setting up the inside, regaining the lead. Keep an eye on Kristen Santos Griswold. She's going to want to respond.
Not there, or is it? Santos Griswold up the inside. That's caused a huge speed loss, and somebody looked.
There's another contact.
And that will get a look. Santos Griswold and Velzebor now with Saroux.
Topolska now trying to stalk down Kristen Santos Griswold for that 2nd place position.
Saroux, once she moved late, that was going to be all she wrote, and that is the case right here with Saroux once again coming away with a victory.
Well, Courtney Saroux in the front of that race, pushing the pace, was able to stay out of that drama unfolding behind her, that battle for 2nd position. We'll get another look at some of those close calls and close entries between Kristen Santos Griswold and Michelle Velzebor.
So a couple things getting looked at. One of them is actually looking potentially a shared responsibility when Velzebor and Santos Griswold came together, and if you're new to that, shared responsibility is kind of when there's no punishment given out because they're both kind of to blame. So that was first one. That allowed Somogyi the opportunity to take a look, but then decided against it. And then a little tap on the hip there going around the corner. So we'll see what the ruling might that is. Also, possible failure to give way is what they're looking at as well on that same incident.
Well, the officials get a few different angles than we do. They're going to be looking at the track patterns of both skaters. Are either of them moving from inside to outside? Is that just a late pass attempt, a failure to give way? As a skater, sometimes making that pass, they have to try to identify as best they can. Hey, am I going to make this? If not, I may have to back out of it. But if you choose to kind of hit the brakes on that and step back, you're losing a ton of momentum, a ton of speed, and that may be your best opportunity to go through by taking the chance on that pass.
The second one would be a failure to give way. The first incident that they were looking at was cleared, and the second one is a failure to give way, and that, since it was in a 2nd position, it could mean an advancement. But we will wait and throw it down to the ice. It looks like we are going to hear from our referee, Harold Janssens.
Final decision, penalty number 1, USA, and an advancement for number 11, the Netherlands.
There you have it. So Santos Griswold with the penalty. You saw the tap on the hip. She wasn't level or in front. It was from behind on the corner. Failure to give way the ruling. Let's hear it from our referee, Harold Janssen.
Santos Griswold just really committed to that pass partway down that straightaway. It wasn't quite there. You could see her shoulders behind the shoulders of Michelle Velzeboer as they entered that corner.
So there is one advancement. That means there's just one possible third place still on the table right now is Maya Dora Somodi with a 131.186. The number 2, Cassandra Velzeboer, Florence Brunel, Kim Gilly, Zhang Chutang, and Steve Van Oerschaat.
Ready.
Cassandra Velzeboer, one of the best starters in the 500 meters. And she has her teammate now going all the way around to the front.
Well, Oerschaat going to the front, picking up the pace. She might be looking at this field and be thinking, I want to try to increase the speed here. So if I finish in third position, maybe I have a qualifying chance of going through on time. But that speed's going to have to pick up. Saw the previous race already getting down to the 9s by this point.
Zhang Chutang now right up behind Velzeboer. Watch out for Kim Gilly right on the back. It's really tough to pick this one. Yeah, Florence Brunel as well for the Ice Maples. She's now winding it up on the outside.
Velzeboer responding to the outside move of Florence Brunel. Now Kim Gilly jumping up into third position, looking up the inside.
And makes that stick. Is there a chance to fight back for Velzeboer? It's there, and she takes it.
Velzeboer looking to accelerate again. Florence Brunel pushing the pace out front. 2 crossovers in on that wide entry.
Velzeboer up the inside at the bell. Watch out for Kim Gilly. She's also going to try to go up the inside. It's not there. Almost just skates right into Brunel. Is there another opportunity? Here comes Zhang, but it will be Cassandra Velzeboer and Florence Brunel. And so that's Kim Gilly. Silver a week ago. Now perhaps on the outside looking in as Zhang Chutang pushed it late.
Cassandra Velzeboer doing a terrific job in this race. I really liked her battle for the lead, keeping herself up in those top 2, top 3 positions throughout the entirety of this 1,000 meter. Florence Brunel doing a big move on the outside here. And then when it came down to the final laps, a terrific job from Florence defending that second position against Kim Gilly. So difficult to do. You can see she was really blocking the inside track, not giving any room on the inside at the end of the race to allow Kim Gilly to go through.
So it is Zhang who got up for third with a 130.081. So that is the new single third place time to watch with still 2 heats to go. That's Kim Gilly out in the quarterfinals, week number 2 in Montreal. As Cassandra Velzeboer, another good-looking win there. Results confirmed. Heat number 3 already out on the ice as Hana de Smet, Watanabe Aoi, Corin Stoddart, Hirai Ami, Elisa Confortola, and Gloria Ioriati. So an ice bear, a ninja, an eagle, another ninja, and then 2 Italian gladiators.
Go to the start. Ready.
So the 2 skaters out of Italy had to come through the repechage this morning, so they've got a few extra skates in their legs, but this one has Hana de Smet, the world champion in the 1,000 meters, but Corin Stoddart, 3 bronze medals a weekend ago, 1 in each individual distance.
That was so great to watch Corin Stoddart last season really progress throughout the World Tour, and she's starting this World Tour season off on a great foot. 3 medals in won in each distance last weekend. Now she takes control of this race. She's looking so strong right now.
Same form book she followed a week ago, getting to the front. But De Smet does like to do the same thing, but De Smet also loves to pass late, and so this one's going to unfold in a very interesting way. Confortola gets up into second up the inside.
Great move from Confortola there. Hannah De Smet now looking to wind up, try to respond to that, but the pace is high.
And 2.5. De Smet now. Once she decides to pick up the pace, she is very dangerous indeed. There's no opening though. Confortola keeping her out. Corin Stoddard on the front.
For it there, she just lost it. Dumped some speed. It's becoming the last lap.
Corin Stoddard so consistently at the front of races she's in, and this one she will take over the line. Confortola, nice job for her after coming through the repechage this morning. And De Smet unofficially 1:28.67, so that would be the new fastest third place time.
Well, again, Cory Stoddard just showing her strength, pulling that race through the final laps at such a high speed that it was so difficult. Hannah De Smet could not make a move. Elisa Confortola was tucked in right behind Stoddard so well in defending that second position. Here's a look at that inside move from Elisa Confortola. Very well done.
Bronze at the test event, the final World Tour event in Milan last season. And so Stoddard, perhaps the feeling of, yeah, 3 bronze medals are nice, but it's 3 bronze medals. I want to go higher. Fortunately, quick week turnaround, and she has a chance to rectify that, and certainly looking good right now.
Well, I'm sure Stoddard has eyes on some other colors of medals, but would be bringing a lot of confidence off that first weekend. And it's, you know, a lot of short track is all about that confidence and believing in yourself, believing in your abilities. When you do that, when you feel that way, you know, you make better decisions, you race harder from the front.
And so heat number 4, just like heat number 3, has 6 skaters because we had some advancements from the repechage this morning, creating some very clogged start lines there. And so this one has Choi Min-jong, Danae Blais, No Do-hee, Nakashima Mirei, Chloe Olivier, and Valentina Askic. So 2 White Tigers, an Ice Maple, a Ninja, a Rooster, and a Dalmatian.
Go to the start. Ready.
Danae Blais picked up a 1,000-meter victory on World Tour last season in Beijing. And of course, just look right behind her, and there is an incredibly accomplished skater. Choi Min-jong knowing when to peak for the big moments.
Danae Blais loves to lead from the front. You can see how aware she is, though, when doing so. Shoulder checking, inside, outside. Trying to get a glimpse if anyone's trying to put a move to attack on her.
Nothing just yet. And Choi not quite there. Inside, outside, the feints begin.
Skating from the front is Danae Blais, the 2 skaters from the Korean White Tigers right behind her.
Danae Blais progressing this pace down, dropping to a 9.5 lap there. Now accelerating on the entry again. She feels the pressure from Choi Min-jong, who moves up the inside.
And this time she gets it. And now there's 2.5 laps to go, and Danae Blais looking behind her as it's No Do-hee. And Nakashima Mirei up the inside for third. A good move by the Japanese skater Chloe Olivier, getting up into 4th. But at the front, Choi Min-jong. Here comes Nakashima trying to get up into 2nd. What room is there left? It's not on the outside. And she'll hook it, and she'll take it behind Choi Min-jong. What a revival by Nakashima Mirei.
Fantastic result from Nakashima Mirei. They're not giving up. Great setup on that last turn. A little bit wider on the entry, cutting it tight on the exit. Danae Blais did a lot of work out front. Her legs were obviously getting heavy. You can see the fatigue in her as she's trying to get to that finish line. And Nakashima capitalizing on that.
Great result for her. see it late, but Choi Min-jong just so effortless, at least from our vantage point. Just so smooth to watch.
Nakashima there had to move up from 4th to 3rd on no do-hee first. And then here's a look at that finishing lunge.
Just Blay couldn't really have much to muster the reach at the line, and Nakashima took it, and then a good celebration as well. So it's Choi Nakashima, the time for Blay, not enough, 1:30.680. So with the one advancement to Michelle Velzeboer, Hannah De Smet will go through as you see those results confirmed. Hannah De Smet, the 3rd place time with a 1:28.658.
Well, it's just so great to see a skater like Nakashima having one of those breakthrough results there. World ranked 18th in the 1,000 meter, now moving up to the semifinals in the top 10 positions.
Just you always like to point out, reading the race so well. Timing your move nicely to get past No and then Blade. We're right back into the men's 500 meters, the semifinals. 2 heats coming up. Top 2 skaters from each race, and up to 1 fastest 3rd place skater to the A final. And heat number 1 has double trouble for the Canadian Ice Maples. Donjanu and Laun, Liu Xiaowang, Mellet Van Vout, and Thomas Natlini.
Ready.
And Donjanu, everybody through the corner, and it's about a dream scenario as you'd like for the Canadian home side. But watch out, Liu Xiaowang right there, and Mellet Van Vout, we know, knows how to push it. But there's Liu into 2nd, can't quite hold it. Laun battles back.
Well, what a response from Max Laun. He's able to hold it, but that drops as a battle back now. Natalini capitalizing, moving to 3rd position.
Donjanu off the front, trying to do the double, winning the 500 meters a week ago. And he looks like he may be joined by his teammate, Donjanu, gliding into the A final. And Laun over in 2nd. They'll get a look at that, obviously, but it almost the back and forth, and then there was almost just the arm out. We'll see what they may be looking at. But yeah, as you pointed out, once Liu and Laun sort of crossed swords a little bit, that opened the door for Natalini and Van Vout.
Well, let's watch it get another view. This is that inside pass, very well executed by Liu Xiaowang, but he can't hold it on the exit, and Maxime Laun doesn't waste a moment responding to that. Jumps right back to the inside, and there you see.
What they're looking at, sorry to interrupt, is a possible lane change from inside to out for Maxime Laun, which could lead to an advancement. But he always we like to point out where the shoulders were in front. He was in front, I believe, by that point, but
well, last weekend, all 5 of those skaters were in the top 10. All returning this weekend to the top 10 on the World Tour.
And so let us see. Yep, to the ice we go for an announcement.
Final decision, penalty, number 39, Canada.
And so there you go. And so William Donjanu and Liu Xiaowang, the top 2. Lane change inside to out is the ruling. And you see that angle there.
Well, when you're making those passes, you have to make sure that you're cognizant of where that skater is that you're passing, not coming across their lane. Some contact happening there as Maxime Laun goes up the inside. Liu Xiaowang.
And so heat number 2, Jens Van Vout, Steven Dubois, Pietro Sigel, Miyata Shogo, and Sun Long. The A final awaits.
Go to the start. Ready.
And Dubois in position 2, unfamiliar for him, but he jumps out ahead of Jens van het Vout.
Dubois flying off the front here, but Jens van het Vout, he can certainly close the gap. He's got incredible speed. Watch for Jens van het Vout up the inside now.
There's the move, and he makes it stick. Can he hold it? Yes, he can. Sun Long now trying up the inside, and there's a good move for him as well. At the bell, it's Jens van het Vout. Natalini up into third as Dubois falters a little bit. Pietro Segal, pardon me. And it is Jens van het Vout and Sun Long 1 and 2. And Segal will go third and just see his time, 40.380. It would be faster than his teammate Natalini's. Once made official, and of course they'll double check everything.
Let's wait and see for the official results in heat number 2.
So Dubois quick off the line, but got chased down as the race went on.
Great start from Dubois. Seemed to kind of settle in the middle of that race. Jens van het Vout jumping by. Dubois wide on the entry, looking to maybe try to retake it, but Sun Long responding as well, jumping up the inside.
And Segal also sort of smelling blood in the water there. Able to jump forward up into third in what could be an advancement, and yes it is. So Pietro Segal will go through in third place, 40.366. But Jens van het Vout, sick a weekend ago, passing all his tests right now.
Not showing any signs of weakness today.
And so there you go, Van het Vout, Sun and Segal going through to the A final, Dubois and Miata to the B final. You will see all the qualifiers. We now head into our first ice resurfacing break. On the other side, we'll get the women's 1,000-meter semis and then our first final of the day, the men's 500 meters B and A finals. Stay with us.
Official results from the second semi-final showing the skaters also that will be competing in the various finals. For Steven Dubois, unfortunately for the home crowd, he will be skating the final later this afternoon. So again, racing resumes at 2:27 p.m. L'action redébutera à compter de 14h27. Et à ce moment, on aura le bloc numéro 2, on aura les demi-finales 1000 mètres chez les femmes, les grandes finales 500 mètres hommes et 1000 mètres femmes, là où l'or, l'argent et le bronze seront remis. Donc quelques instants de pause, mesdames, messieurs. Question de refaire la glace à l'arène Roy Séchard pour nos patineurs de récupérer quelques minutes. Mais soyez à votre siège à compter de 14h27. Et pour l'instant, j'aimerais vous demander de tourner votre attention vers l'écran géant pour une présentation toute spéciale. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the giant screen for a special ceremony.
Induction into Speed Skating Canada's Hall of Fame is the top honor for an athlete and builder of our sport. And there's no one more deserving of this honor than the one and only Charles Hamlin. Pendant plus de 20 ans, Charles a été un des patineurs le plus dominant aux scènes internationales. Sa passion pour ce sport était inégal, tout comme ses performances. 6 médailles olympiques, 38 médailles aux championnats du monde, 142 médailles aux Coupes du monde et 11 fois la fête masculine de l'année. Son incroyable carrière a influencé de nombreux jeunes athlètes, non seulement au Canada, mais partout au monde. atteignent le sommet de leur sport et poursuivent leur rêve olympique. On behalf of Speed Skating Canada, our athletes, coaches, officials, and speed skating fans everywhere, thank you, Charles, for all that you've done and what you continue to do for our great sport.
Merci. C'est un honneur, en fait, très mérité, mais surtout, je l'ai dit à tous les fans ici dans l'Arena parce que c'est grâce à vous surtout que j'ai voulu continuer année après année de gagner devant vous parce que vous êtes une foule incroyable. Année après année, quand on vient à Montréal, vous êtes là pour nous épauler, pour nous consoler quand ça va moins bien, mais surtout quand on gagne, on vous sent, ça c'est le fun. J'ai patiné pendant 20 ans sur le circuit de la Coupe du Monde, plus de 20 ans, mais j'ai fait par passion. J'ai toujours eu la passion du patin. J'ai jamais vu le patin comme quelque chose. Vous m'avez vu jeudi, vendredi, les 2 dernières semaines, j'étais sur la glace, parce que j'étais là.
In control, out front. Looks like a little bit of a stumble as he was maybe trying to set up a pass.
Still very close, but he now has Steven Dubois breathing down his neck. It is Donjanu, the Crystal Globe winner, and he is going to pick up where he left off in Montreal.
To stay calm as you led that race start to finish under pressure?
First of all, ça va bien Montréal! Yeah, I have the chance to train with the great guys that push me every day and help me win races like these ones.
Well, this strategy from Corey Stoddard, leading it out start to finish, worked in all previous rounds, but now she's going up against even stronger skaters. Saros sets up wide. Will she look to carry it around or tuck inside? She looks inside, but a catch with Sandra.
Now Saros up the inside. Is there a fight back from Corey Stoddard? There's nothing there. Saros bringing it around. Stoddard's going to push, but it's Saros.
What a fantastic race from Courtney Saros.
Was this the start to the season that you were expecting?
Not what I was expecting, but what I was going for. So yeah, I'm really, really happy, and it's in front of a home crowd, so couldn't be better.
Felix Roussel now winding up again, retaking the lead of this race.
Absolutely no fear from the young man. Rim Jong-un going away. It's his moment. His teammate is trying to chase him down. I do not know if he's going to catch it. The name is Rim Jong-un. Remember it.
첫 시니어 무대인 만큼 메달 따서 너무 기쁘고 응원해주신 분들 모두 감사합니다.
This is the world-class 8 final here for the relay. The top 4 teams from last year's World Tour really looking like they are still the best 4 teams on the World Tour. What an inside move by Kim Gilly. Ice Maples back to third now.
Kim Gilly breaking away. Saros making the move for second. Here comes Sandra Velzebor. It's going to tighten up at the line. Kim Gilly holding them off. White Tigers take gold.
Kim Gilly ending it off. Tremendous defense against the likes of Sandra Velzebor and Courtney Sarow chasing her down.
Korea is strong.
Getting to the lead of the relay in the mixed relay is critical. It's integral to success. You want to be out front. You want to control the race.
The exchanges go. Blay looks on the outside, and down she goes on her own. One more to go. Mella Van out. What a debut this would be. But it is Liu Xiaoang up the inside for the lead, and he will take it for the Chinese lungs.
What an incredible finish from Liu Xiaoang.
Well, it's so not easy to skate, start from the fourth position, but we still made it, and really proud of the team, really proud of the whole crowd here, a lot of Chinese fans here. So thank you guys.
The patented Seagull fight back. Rim Jong-un trying to defend. Here comes Seagull, so often on the podium, but now Seagull is gold.
Incredible finish from Pietro Seagull.
This is my first gold medal here, and here where I did my first big medal at the World Junior Championship 2019, and I'm really happy to be here.
Boutin, she wins the dash to the corner.
Great start from Kim Boutin. Sandra Velzebor trying to set up for an inside pass here on Kim Boutin.
Is she gonna make it stick? Yes, she will. She went 2 for 2 in Montreal. Sandra Velzebor tries to get her season off with a bang, and she does.
Really good, you know, finishing off with a win last year and starting like this, it's really exciting.
Choi Min-jung just loses her footing.
Complete reshuffle on nearly every corner.
A little bit of a deep track for Courtney Sarow there, pulling up some defense.
1 to go, Sarow still hanging on. She has the home crowd trying to carry her home. Here comes Stoddard up the inside. It is not there, and it is Sarow, emphatically, another goal.
Yeah, normally I don't hear anything when I'm skating, but I actually heard you guys, so thank you so much.
Everybody is out watching as the Gladiators move to the lead. Madalini starting to build a little bit, the arms dropping, the feet moving a little bit quicker. Maxime Lahoud responding.
Oh, he's down on his own. One of the all-time greats bearing down on the young pretender. The Korean White Tigers won the women's relay, and they are going to take the men's.
I'm proud of our whole team and so happy.
bloc numéro 2 avec les vagues demi-finales sur 1000 mètres chez les femmes, les finales B et A chez les messieurs sur 500 mètres, et également les finales B et A sur 1000 mètres chez les femmes. Donc, on débute l'action comme on le voit à l'écran avec les deux vagues de demi-finales chez les femmes sur 1000 mètres. Par la suite, les finales B et A, 500 mètres chez les messieurs. Et finalement, eh bien, on reviendra à l'action chez les femmes sur l'épreuve de 1000 mètres avec les grandes finales B et A. Et à chaque fois, bien sûr, on remettra les médailles d'or, d'argent et de bronze. So we're minutes away from the start of the action here. Block number 2.
Inside a minute to go from our next block of racing. Good look back at last weekend's finals over the break here in the arena. Charles Lamelin, the great Canadian short tracker, inducted into the Speed Skating Hall of Fame. Canadian Speed Skating Hall of Fame. He's been, I guess, putting off his track steward duties to be honored today.
Well, Charles Lamelin was just a pillar of the short track team for 20 years. An incredible career that he had. He was a leader on the ice and a leader for the Canadian team when he skated. It's great to see him still involved with the sport, donating his time to track stewarding these World Tour events and coaching the youth coming up.
Into the women's 1,000-meter semifinals, and then we'll roll into our first A final of the day. It'll be the 500 meters for men. 2 heats in the women's 1,000. Yet to step onto the ice. Top 2 from each race, and up to 1 fastest third-place skater qualify for the A final.
Dans quelques instants, nos patineuses vont se voir la nage sur la glace pour la première de 2 vagues demi-finales chez les femmes en connexion avec les semi-finals.
Pretty good crowd here in Montreal. They sort of packed around the lower bowl for the most part and drifting up into the upper section. Montreal hosting the World Championships in March as well. That's post-Olympics, and so it's become a bit of a custom that Canada hosts the World Championships. While the sport is still fresh in the minds of many Canadians, they like to go out and see those who competed at the Olympics. And there is Nakashima Mirei, perhaps the one making a big breakthrough. She's still 21 years old. She's 22 next month. There's the world champion. Elisa Confortola, international medalist. So we'll just run through the start list. Corn Stoddard, USA Eagle. Elisa Confortola, Italian Gladiator. Hannah de Smet, Belgian Ice Bear. Jaemin Jong, Korean White Tiger. And Nakashima Mirei, Japanese Ninja.
Go to the start. Ready.
And Stoddard goes back to her office.
Nakashima Mirei looking around the outside, wanted to make a quick move while the pace is slower. The 1,000 meter isn't the all-out sprint that the 500 meter is, but it really accelerates in pace quickly, so you can't waste any time if you're looking to move up the pack early.
Is still Suro. Confortola wants her second place back. But of course, watch out. Che and Desmet, you know the game's afoot.
Well, you can just feel the confidence from Corey Stoddard. Each race, knowing that she can just take it from the front, try to avoid trouble. She's being very aware, checking over the shoulder, looking for anyone trying to make a move. So she's very ready to respond, and now she's going to say, hey, I'm going to go on my own here.
Stoddard just driving the pace. Inside 2.5 laps now to go. Nakashima then trying to make a move into second. Confortola hanging on for it.
Jaemin Jong in fourth, winding it up, looking around the outside of Nakashima.
A long way to go for her. Stoddard has been keeping the pace very high. What is left in the legs? Nakashima is not done yet. Stoddard looks over the right shoulder. Here comes Jaemin Jong, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be Stoddard and I think Confortola getting through.
Well, Stoddard was keeping that pace so high. Elisa Confortola knowing that she wanted to be the one right on the tail of Corey Stoddard there and defend that second position. Jaemin Jong giving it everything she had on the outside and trying to sneak up into second, but Too little too late there, but times are still on the table for possible qualification positions. One available if we don't see any advancements.
Stoddard there's the world champion in her heat, there's a great Choi-Min Jong, and she just rode them all right off her tail. Well, sorry, I was just gonna say perhaps setting up a rematch with Sereau. You saw the highlights in the break. Twice Stoddard tried to push back, and twice Sereau shut the door.
Well, this women's field is just so competitive. It's anyone's race every time they're out there. It feels like who's going to take it. But right now, it really seems to be the story of Sereau and Stoddard battling it out right now. And Sandra Velzeboer, of course, always present with her high-end speed.
We'll see what it looks like with Sandra Velzeboer going up in a heat with Courtney Sereau. There you go. Stoddard, Confortola, Chelia, 129.440.
Choi getting hot back in third and just Smith in fourth just shows the importance of making sure you get up to the top of those races quickly when you have someone like Stoddard or Sereau who's really going to push the speed up front.
You might just be able to see it behind the graphic of the speed scale. You'll see it there. That's Sandra Velzeboer getting up on the mat. She's getting a blade looked at even before we even get to the start line. The Dutch crew responding quickly, and seems good to go.
I'm not sure what they were looking at there. Maybe just making sure the bolts are tight. Sometimes maybe skaters are changing blades between races. Got to make sure everything's locked in.
Gabriela Topolska there.
To the start.
Polish Hussar will run through the start once they go.
Ready.
So it's Sereau and Brunel, the two ice maples, the Velzeboer sisters for the Dutch Lions, and then Gabriela Topolska saying, "Don't forget about me," for the Polish Hussars. Topolska had a very good weekend a week ago. She comes in, you see she has 33 on her helmet, so that was her World Tour ranking after last season, but she just made an A final a week ago, and so looks like a surge of confidence for the Polish skater, but right now it's Sandra Velzeboer on the front.
Well, Sereau and Stoddard often taking similar approaches to these 1,000 meters lately, wanting to lead from the front. Sereau now moving back to the lead, wanting to control the pace, wanting to make her competitors battle it out behind her.
Still Sereau, tough to dislodge when she wants to be there. But now Sandra Velzeboer gets up the inside. A good move for Topolska. Oh, she can't just get by Michelle Velzeboer, so that will be reviewed whether she was in front, and well, that's for the officials to decide. But right now, Sereau and Velzeboer going toe-to-toe. And it is Sandra Velzeboer still holding off Courtney Sereau. And it will be them top two from the looks of things, and Topolska will cross the line third, but we will take a look at that.
Sandra Velzeboer, very strong skate from her there, challenging Courtney Sereau, taking the win in this heat. And Courtney Sereau is such a competitor. You could even see that she wanted to try to take that lead position back late in that race, and maybe having, you know, second thoughts about that, not taking chances as the two of them were off the front alone. See here the retaking of the lead from Sereau. And Florence Brunel looking up the inside here. Michelle Velzeboer getting very defensive of that, holding her position, but they both lose a lot of speed on that corner as a result of that. Topolska able to jump up.
This is where the incident happened. A possible illegal late pass, but then also possible shared responsibility. They looked level going around the corner, well, both close to it.
Both skaters were making a move around Florence Brunel there, so it's two different skaters, both making passes and then converging back onto the track at the same time. So that may lead to the shared responsibility, but that's why we let the officials make the decisions.
Exactly. We just get to talk about it. But Topolska crossed the line with a 129.95, just off that third place time. But to the ice we go.
Final decision, no penalty, shared responsibility between number 33 from Poland and number 11 from the Netherlands.
So as Tyler mentioned, two skaters doing the same move but from the different side, and so one goes out, one comes in, and there's only so much ice out there, and that is what happens. And so shared responsibility, no penalties, and no advancements. And so Topolska, Brunel, Velzebor will all go to the B final. And there you go. So Cassandra Velzebor, Courtney Sorot to the A final, and then we'll throw in Corin Stoddart, Elisa Confortola, and Jaemin Jong. Fortunately, we don't have to wait long.
No.
The number of skaters just in absolute spotless form to start the season. And with the end of, there's your B final start list, and with the end of that, the 500 meters for men is back. The B final is coming out beside me. Tyler is beginning to do his stretches, because after the A final, he will have to hustle down below, jump into his skates, go out and speak with the winner. So he is getting limbered up. He started the day in the gym this morning, so he is prepped to get back out there.
Working that treadmill. I gotta get some stairs in though, because I might trip down those things as I'm running down to the track.
You know, if you don't make it down there, that's the story I'm gonna come up with.
I'll be on the ice with a bloody nose.
I'll make it sound valiant. You were dodging. You did something helping children, and you ended up falling down the stairs. Anyway, B final, men's 500 meters. Stephen Dubois, Miata Shogo, Thomas Natalini, and Mellet Van het Wout, and they will be introduced on the ice one at a time.
So if you're wondering why there's four, there's the penalty to Max Lalou. That withdraws him from the B final.
Representing the Japanese, Miata Shogo. Starting on the number 3 de la ligne numéro 3, représentant les gladiateurs italiens from the Italian Gladiators, Thomas Natalini. From lane number 4 de la ligne numéro 4, from the Dutch Lions, Billy Van Vaart.
So this for 5th through 9th. 6th through 9th. Thank you.
Go to the start. Ready.
Well, maybe the B final, but it doesn't matter to these skaters, particularly Stephen Dubois on home ice. These Canadians always savor the moment.
Well, a very controlled start from Stephen Dubois. You could tell he wasn't giving it everything, trying to control the race, but Miata Shogo jumping on that slow start of Stephen Dubois as he was controlling the speed.
And he was able to hold it without going wide, keeping a lot of speed. Miata. Now he has Dubois trying to get the move right back.
On the outside. That is so difficult to do at this high of a speed.
One to go, Dubois, Miata to battle for third. Natalini trying to get around Van het Wout, but on home ice, Stephen Dubois to take the B final.
You can see a change of strategy there from Stephen Dubois in the semi-final, really attacking it, really getting the speed high, and then as he was maybe fatiguing slightly at the end of the race, losing some speed and getting overtaken. In this B final, going out a little bit more controlled on the pace, a little bit slower, and then accelerating into the final laps of the race. But what a beautiful outside pass from Stephen Dubois, Miata Shogo there, and then bringing it home.
Good race for Miata, who the time will come, and the world of short track will celebrate even the neutrals, all the...
Maybe if you stop saying it, it'll happen.
It's not like you can hear me.
There's another look at that outside pass. Can't express how difficult it is to do at that top end speed.
And so B inevitably leads to A. And they put out the backdrop, they put out the very healthy Crystal Globe trophy, and I might note, safely once again on the pedestal. And so when the lights go down, the introductions of 5 skaters going for the first gold medal this weekend.
l'équipe locale. And we see here on the giant screen the draw and really the trajectory of all
Well,
the
we've been
skaters.
waiting to see William Danjanu and Jens Van Whoop get back to their old ways, battling it out in the finals on the World Tour, and we're going to get that showdown now.
Time now to introduce the finalists for the men 500 meter. Bielorussie finaliste pour l'épreuve masculine du 500 mètres. To Canada, representing the Canadian Ice Maple, le champion en titre du globe de cristal, representing the Dutch Alliance, Jens Van La République populaire de Chine, representing the Chinese long to Sun L'Italie, representing the Italian gladiators of La République populaire de Chine, representing the Chinese long and reigning Olympic champion Liu Shaoyang.
Now the table is set. Danjanu, Van Vout, the rivalry renewed. Sun Long, Siegel, and Liu. Immediately after this, they do the medal presentation. And then we'll get our first ice resurface of the day.
Go to the start. Ready.
And who is quickest off the line? Danjanu maybe a half step behind, but he's able to recover, and they don't quite make it around the corner, or did they? But they're gonna bring that one back. It was very close.
Very close to the exit of the turn.
Looks like I'm just looking, there's the last block, and they're checking scratches just before, so.
Well, William Danjanu a little bit slow on that first step, but he was still able to win it to the corner. Jens Van Whoop looking very comfortable there, but there's the clash of the skates between Petro Siegel and Liu Shaoyang. And if that incident were to have occurred after the last block, they would not recall that race.
It was so close to it.
And we got to make sure we have clean starts here. That's why the officials are able to bring this back.
Of course, they'll fix the ice, they'll check the blades. Liu Shaoyang, Sun Long is also on the start, on the finish line. He found something that a steward's picking up. You're seeing it off camera right now, but
I was just trying to see if Liu Shaoyang's doing a complete blade change, and it looks like he is. You can see the drill out. You see the drill out and going to work. That means they're pulling that blade off. They're going to flip it with a new one. The team, or the skater rather, get about 2 minutes to make this change. They want to keep it going.
You see the gold on that skate, that particular brand. Puts on the gold when you're a world champion. So, a test of the composure, a test of the patience, a test of the nerves now as we wait once again. And Lou is ready to go. Whistle back. It's time to try again.
Go to the start. Ready.
Oh my. And I think Jens Vennetveld might have known it.
You see the pull the glasses off right away, a look of frustration on his face. You can just see the jump right there.
And there is no second chance.
There is no false starts allowed anymore in short track speed skating. If you false start, you are out of the race.
Decision from our team of starters. The racers are
So the top two rivals in the Crystal Globe.
And sometimes we'll wait for the officials here. I think we have an expectation of what the call will be, but if there were a loud noise or a bang from the crowd, they could say, hey, we heard something, we understand why.
Skater position 2. False start. Penalty.
There it is.
And now everybody on the lane gets to shift over on their position. So Liu Xiaoang, or Sun Long rather, on position 3 will move over to position 2 and so on and so forth.
Unfortunate for one of the real exciting skaters, but them's the ropes.
Well, I was just saying, we've been waiting for this Jens Van Welt, William Danjanu battle, and then we miss it again.
But I think it'll happen again. We'll get another chance, and this will just add to the tension the next time we meet. Good friends, though, off the ice.
Go to the start. Ready.
This time it's cleanly away. Will they get around the corner? 4 skaters all safely through.
Very controlled from Danjanu there. You can see that little deep track on the corner. He's not going guns a-blazing. He's controlling this race and now accelerating.
Now he pushes it. Here comes Siegel trying to get up into second round. The outside, he's down. Danjanu with the look up. Sun Long is down. Can you believe it? It's Danjanu off and away. It's one-on-one with Liu Xiaoang. But there's a gap, and can Liu close it? It is Danjanu, the winner a week ago in this distance. Unless Liu can change the script, Danjanu is going to do the double. So Liu's second, Sun Long does get up for third. And Siegel into fourth, but Danjanu, he has the nose for the finish line, doesn't he?
Well, back-to-back 500-meter wins for William Danjanu. Incredible performance. Again, nobody could have predicted that race. If you had asked me what was going to unfold, I would not have said that in 1,000 years. What an interesting circumstance of races.
A false start, 2 skaters going out on the same lap.
But separately, on their own accord or own incidents.
Yeah, no incidents. Mercy. As we take a look back.
Well, there was Pietro Siegel. You can see the control here from William Danjanu. He's very relaxed off the start, a very different approach to the 500-meter. It's a change of tactic from what you typically see. Pietro Siegel on the outside of Sun Long, and as he goes to try to build off the exit, we'll see if we get a closer look. There's maybe a bit of a click of the skates there. They're so tight together. Sun Long's just trying to get some crossovers in and make contact, and then loses his footing in the next turn. Right there, breaking out on the left foot.
But he still managed to get up. He got up so quickly, he knew a medal was on the line. And it's Danjanu, the golden moment to get the home crowd going. Liu Xiaoang second, Sun Long in third, a silver and a bronze for the Chinese lungs, but yet another return to the top for William Danjanu. First block of races had just about everything. The results confirmed there. Vennetveld will be back without question. And we will see him later on today anyway in the 1,500 meters. And to the ice for the medal ceremony.
Cérémonie de remise de médailles pour l'épreuve masculine du 500 mètres du circuit mondial ISU courte piste Montréal 2025. The medal ceremony for the men 500 meter, the ISU Short Track World Tour Montreal 2025. Les médailles seront présentées par medals will be presented by le quadruple champion olympique, the four-time Olympic champion, Charles Amelin. Troisième position et gagnant de la médaille de bronze. In third place and winner of the bronze medal representing the Chinese Longs, Sun Long. Sun Long. En deuxième position, gagnant de la médaille d'argent. In second place, and winner of the silver medal, representing the Chinese Longs, Liu Shang. Liu Shang. En première position et gagnant de la médaille d'or. In first place and winner of the gold medal representing the Canadian Ice Maples, le Canadien volant William Dadju. William Danchidou. Mesdames et messieurs, nos médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
So we'll do a second set of photos, and then we'll hear a word from our winner with Tyler Dara, who, let me see, yes, he did make it down. There was never a doubt. And that'll be a big reorder for the Crystal Globe standings. We'll get an update in a moment, but Danjanu takes both 500 meters in Montreal. Showmans of the sport. And now we'll hear from the winner.
Down at the ice with William Danjanu. What a finish, what a race again. How do you deal with the emotion of those multiple starts to get into that race?
Just stay focused on the task. I mean, we're professionals, so we work hard every day to be able to race our best. And I think, yeah, I've been in those situations before, and so have all other great skaters. And try to stay calm-headed, professional, and do your race.
Back-to-back 500-meter gold. How does it feel?
Feels great. Yeah, thanks to everyone coming today.
Anything else you want to say to the hometown crowd?
continue cheering. We feel the energy. I feel like every Canadian, we've talked about it in the room, in the changing room. We feel like we have like a 5th Canadian with us on the ice. So keep cheering and give us the energy.
Congratulations, William. Will you throw this out as well? Of course. Thank you.
It's a sight we've gotten very accustomed to seeing. William Donjanu with an international gold medal around his neck. I'm sure in the run-up to Milano Cortina, we will be getting plenty of attention from Canadian media as they build up their lists of skaters to watch. Continuing right along as you see the updated Crystal Globe standings, and it's Pietro Segal now in the lead. Donjanu with 100 big points up into second. Im Jong-un, the Queen Starlet, goes down into fifth. And now it is the 1,000 meters back to the 1,000 for women. To the B final, to the introductions.
Starting on lane number 1 de la position numéro 1, representing the Belgium Ice Bears, Anna Desmet. From lane 2 de la ligne numéro 2, from the Japanese Ninjas, Nakashima Mirei. From lane 3 de la ligne numéro 3, from the Polish Hussars, Gabriela Topolska. De la ligne numéro 4 des Érables de glace canadiens, Florence Brunel. And from lane 5 de la ligne 5 from the Dutch Lions, Michel Velzeboer.
Tyler has made his way back up here successfully. See the B final.
Go to the start. Ready.
Perhaps an unusual situation for the likes of Desmet in the B final, quickly adjusting her helmet there off the line. Not something you usually see, but it's Michel Velzeboer picking up the tempo early with Gabriela Topolska.
While it's still the B final, there's still big points on the line for those Crystal Globe standings. Also the team standings of the Crystal Globe. As Florence Brunel jumps up the inside, a nice double inside pass there.
Is Mide on the front. Brunel now caught in close quarters, and that cost her a big speed dump, and she had to drift out wide and now slips to fifth. Now Desmet makes her move.
Polska up the inside, Velzeboer on the outside.
And Mide, Nakashima Mide there had the opening, didn't want to go into it, perhaps wisely.
Michel Velzeboer has been trapped on the outside here for about 2 laps. She's going to have to try to get in somewhere, but Kalichko escapes. She goes down.
Her and Nakashima came together, and the door opens for Florence Brunel and Hannah Desmet to move into second and third respectively.
Brunel carrying some speed here.
Topolska under all kinds of pressure. And Brunel gets up the inside. Watch out for Desmet. She's going to go up the inside. Never, ever, ever afraid to make the move, is she? Third to first up the inside, and Desmet takes the B final.
Well, when you think she might be out of it, she jumps up the inside. What a move from Hannah Desmet. It was very tight with Florence Brunel, but she makes it stick.
So there will be that review as well, the coming together of Velzeboer and Nakashima.
Well, here's a look here. There's the skates catching.
So often when such close quarters, neither skater really know what to do, what happened when a blade comes together like that.
Well, they're both going through their national skating motions, but there's that late move from Hannah Smith. And that photo finish, I don't know who took it there. But Gabriela Topolska really moving up the ranks here.
And she does come in second in the B final there by 0.006 of a second, you know, ho-hum. Tiny margin. And Topolska certainly has had a good fortnight in Montreal. Smet wins it, takes the B final. It'll be for 6th place. And so we'll see the path here they all took to get to this final. Last skate we have before we head off into the break on the other side. The men's 1,500 meters returns, and the lights go down.
Here. He's carrying some good speed. He's looking up the inside.
And there he goes into the lead. Siegel right there. Corey is right there. Here comes last week's winner.
On the outside, Rim Jong-un working his way around. Little contact on Corey. Loses his footing.
And Corey off the back. Im Jong-un now. Some adversity. Sun Long in front of him. Benefelt. Koss, Siegel, here comes Un. There's not much of an opening. He goes up the inside. How did he do that?
What a finish.
That will be reviewed, though. That late lunge up the inside. That pushed Koss out wide. Jong-un, we'll see. He did get up for second. But Van het Vout, we know, looking to make quick amends to that earlier misfortune.
Well, just so much to unpack from this race here. Dan Koss doing a terrific job out front. I think that race went really to what he was hoping for until that last turn, with Jens Van Wout taking the lead, Dan Koss tucking into second, wanting to defend from there. The pace was so high, it was so difficult to pass. Rim Jong-un was looking to go around the outside. It's hard, though, when you wait that long to go around the outside, but Rim Jong-un just stays so patient. Here's a look at that late inside move. We're waiting for an official review.
Siegel got up to third with a 2:14.41, but of course that doesn't matter now as we have had the advancement. And so they're looking at a possible illegal late pass that would be on Im, and that would mean a possible advancement for Dan Koss as well. We will go to the ice.
Final decision. Penalty number 113 from Korea, and an advancement for 21 from the Netherlands to the A final.
So there you go. When I said, how did he do that? Well, in the officials' eyes, it was not by the book.
Well, still a smile on his face there.
So he was in 5th entering the last straightaway, and then dove all the way up the inside and just, yeah, Koss was already there. Went right into him. So, Van het Vout, Siegel into another A final, and Dan Koss will join them. And so 2 skaters advanced, Dan Koss and Thomas Natalini. So there you go, Van het Vout, Siegel, Danjanu, Dubois, Roussel, Miata, Koss, and Natalini. Plenty of storylines, even from today alone, to talk about going into that one and look at the B final. into the women's 3,000 meter relay semifinals. 2 heats, 4 teams apiece, or yes, that's the word. First and second place from each race qualify for the A final. Third and fourth into the B final. Next one, you see the start list. The White Tigers, the winners a week ago. The Dutch Lions, Polish Hussars, and Kazakh Nomads. Let's see who's starting. Shimsuki, Michelle Velzebor, Natalia Malashevska, and I believe it's Olga Tikhanova.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pardon me, it's Malika Yermak. And so, just to quickly run through, Kim Gilly, Shimsuki, Lee So-yun, and No Do-hee for the White Tigers. The Velzebors, Dita Van Oerschaut, Selma Poutsma for the Dutch Lions. Camila Cellier, Natalia Malashevska, Nicola Mazur, and Gabriela Topolska for the Polish Hussars. Olga Tikhanova, Alina Ashgalieva, Zeynep Kumarkan, and Malika Yermak for the Nomads. Dita Van Oerschaut, who will give way to Selma Poutsma, great sprinter in her own right. It's just a lot of top-end speed on this Dutch women's side.
Well, when it comes to short track speed skating, top-end speed is one of the key factors to success. Every race always comes down to that all-out sprint. Whoever has the top-end speed has the best chance of winning.
So just looking a week ago, the Koreans winning, the Dutch in second. Poland looking down, they were down in 8th. And for the Kazakh Nomads, week 1 was not great for them. They were in 11th, and so they're one of those teams, Tyler, chasing top 8.
Well, top 8 results in the relay can be huge for a lot of these teams. You got to be top 8 in the rankings to qualify for the Olympic Winter Games, and if you are, that means you'll get a team of 5 athletes to the Winter Olympics, which for so many of these skaters is everything that they've worked for, everything they look forward to over their skating careers. A lot at stake here.
So with an 11th a week ago, they're going to need some results in these races to get ahead of a couple of teams. The Nomads do have it within them. They picked up a podium in a World Tour in Beijing last year, and it was the very first medal at the senior international level for Kazakh women, period. Individual events, team events, full stop, anything. So they've got the chops to make the podium anyway. It's Van Oerschaut on the front right now for the Lions. And the laps ticking down quickly, inside 12.
Well, the Dutch Lions are keeping the pace high in this relay, owning the lead. Much easier to exchange out in front.
It's Olga Tikhanova for the Nomads, just chasing Nicola Mazur. Poutsma opening it up a little bit as she brings back in Michelle Velzebor.
You can read the body language of the skaters. If you see them dropping that right arm, putting the left hand down on the ice, swinging the arm on the corner as Shimsuki makes the inside pass to the lead.
Almost on the exchange there, but Kim Gilly was there to close it. Gabriela Topolska, who's skating fantastically well up into third. Is she looking around to make a move here now? Camila Cellier on the ice. Alina Ashgalieva dropping a little bit of time for the Nomads. And a move for second. Cellier around Van Oerschaut, just in time to make the exchange.
We're seeing 4 laps to go here. The Polish Hussars in second position ahead of the Lions.
It is on the front.
Michelle Velzebor up the inside.
Michelle Velzebor into second ahead of Malashevska. Final exchanges coming. Kim Gilly, Sandra Velzebor, Gabriela Topolska. That is a big push from Malashevska, getting Topolska right up into the fray. There's the bell. Kim Gilly has Sandra Velzebor right behind her, and Topolska. Is there enough time for her to make a move up the inside? She's going to make it close. but it is the Lions and the White Tigers. Competitive race, though, by the Hussars.
Well, the Hussars might be a little bit disappointed with the third place, but they can take a lot of confidence from this race. They are battling with two of the best teams in the world in the relay, being the White Tigers and the Dutch Lions. For that Polish team to be right there, they know they can mix it up.
So on course, the top two teams on the podium a week ago. On course to do it again. There on Michelle Velzeboer, but almost an opportunity there for Cassandra Velzeboer on the exchange, but didn't decide to force the matter. Results have been made official, so indeed, Korea, Netherlands 1 and 2, Poland and Kazakhstan 3 and 4 will head to the B final.
One of the hardest things to manage late in the relay in those final laps is that the ice conditions will have faded. They'll be chewed up, and you're also going the fastest speed of the race with the heaviest legs, the most fatigue set in, and trying to battle it out. But it's one of the most energizing and fun parts of short track is being that finisher for your relay team. You get so much energy from the crowd, from your team. It's such a great, fun race to skate.
Semi-final heat number 2. The Ice Maples, USA Eagles, Italian Gladiators, Japanese Ninjas, Canada bronze a week ago. Italy there 4th. There is Elisa Confortola, Ariana Sigo, Chiara Betti, and Martina Belchipina. USA Eagles, Stoddart, Santos Griswold. Almost goes without saying at this point that they're in. Eunice Lee, Julie Latai also on board. The Ninjas have Hirai Ami, Nakashima Mirei, Kurokawa Ki, Kanai Rika. And the Ice Maples, Blais, Boutin, Courtney Sereau, Ricky Doak.
Go to the start. Ready.
I believe that's a new helmet design for Kim Boutin. Looks like she's got some dimpling. I don't know if her perhaps aerodynamic advantage there.
There's a lot of different helmet models out there. I'm sure lots of teams are doing some wind tunnel testing to try to see which helmet is the fastest.
Sereau, Santos, Griswold, Confortola, and Nakashima. The inside. Ricky Doak hasn't been in any individual races as I remember, just on relay duty here.
Ricky Doak is generally a 500-meter skater. I believe it was a bronze medal she came away with at the World Championships in Beijing. Great sprinter. Shows the depth of the Canadian team just to have someone like that waiting in the wing to jump in for relays.
We saw that last weekend where they brought in Jordan Pierre-Gilles for a bit, despite him not doing any individual distances, but reliable guy in the relay to have. Belchipina returning for the Gladiators. A pretty bad leg break. Did not race last season. And a due reminder, if you have not followed the qualifying days, Ariana Fontana is out with a hip flexor injury. Ooh, very close, Latai. And her and Betty was on the inside of the track, sizing up for a move, but that opened the door for the Ninjas to scoot through, but Stoddart bouncing back ahead of Hidai.
That's just a quick, powerful move from Corey Stoddart to jump up into second there, seeing the gap open up and taking advantage of it. A few times over this weekend, we've seen some tight inside passes heading into exchange corners, and the skaters on track are getting very close to the racers from the on track, leading to some some different clashes of skates and even incidents on the ice.
I was saying there, though, Ariana Fontana, hip flexor injury, out for this weekend, missing also the Italian long track trials. She'd been aiming to do both disciplines in what would be her 6th Olympics. It's Blais, Latai, Valchipina, and Kanai. Italians eyeing a pass on that exchange. Betty does make it stick on Stoddard.
Well, one of the things we'll start paying attention to a little more closely is that, Stoddard on the inside of Betty there, very tight. We'll start looking at that Crystal Globe team ranking. The relays provide 300 points to the teams that win, so huge points at stake in the relay events for the Crystal Globe team standings.
The USA Eagles, Japanese Ninjas were 9th and 10th a week ago, and when you're chasing the top 8, an A final would be a healthy shot in the arm for your own qualification aspirations. Siegel goes to the lead, and the Ninjas get up into 3rd. There was an incident that has been cleared. And they are going to set up for the exchange before the final exchange for the lead. And the Ninjas also slowed down, and Stoddard, ever so opportunistic, up into the lead. Santos Griswold has a chance to finish this one off for the USA Eagles. There is that review that's popped up there. Santos Griswold has Siro behind her. Confortola almost loses it out of the corner, stays on. Down goes Santos Griswold. Nakashima up into 2nd, and she will jump ahead, and the Ninjas celebrate a very good 2nd place behind the Canadian Ice Maples, but there's going to be a lot to unpack there.
Lots to unpack in that race. The battle was just heated throughout. Really interesting finish there, going in the last lap. Courtney Siro was looking for that inside pass on Kristen Santos Griswold. Kristen Santos jumps across the track, closes the door, Siro backs out of it, but I think that big shift of the track pattern of Santos Griswold before the entry of the turn kind of had her set up poorly for that last corner. As we talked about, the ice conditions are very choppy at the end of a relay.
There was another incident that got a review before, and it's 2. It's possible failure to give way for the Canadians on the Gladiators. And then the same incident, also possible lane change from outside to in by the Gladiators. So potential, always, as always, shared responsibility in those cases. That was an earlier incident, but no harm, no foul there.
Well, the incident came off an exchange from the Canadians trying to get by. Is this it right here? I think it is. Just shoulder to shoulder going into that turn. The Gladiators get bumped out.
That one was cleared as well.
Stoddard jump. Here's that quick move from Santos Griswold into the corner there, but then just losing her footing
on her own.
She was so tight on the entry. She hits a bad ice and goes down.
And I think the look up at the ceiling was pretty telling. She just lay there looking up going, oh boy. Sort of a repeat for Montreal last year where she was down a few times, but results have been made official now. Ice Maples and Ninjas going through, and so the Italian Gladiators will have to go to the B final, and the USA Eagles also to the B final, so they'll have a chance to bounce back and go for 9th essentially. But the Ninjas were 10th a week ago, chance for them to get some healthy points and jump up a little bit. There's going to be your A final. White Tigers, Lions, Ice Maples, and Ninjas. South Korea, Netherlands, Canada, Japan. And with that, another chance to quickly catch our breath. And we're on the other side. It's back for more finals action. B final, A final, 1,500 meters, followed by the women's 3,000 meter relay finals. You see the clock on your screen. That is in about 17 minutes time. So catch your breath. We'll be back.
I grew up around Montreal on the North Shore, and I used to be super active, just spend my summers there outside and play. I do sports. I played baseball, I played soccer, I did a little bit of taekwondo. It was a little happy life when I was younger. As soon as I started skating, people around me, they were talking to my parents, and they were saying stuff like, oh, your kid's gonna go to the Olympics, and like that. And it was just, I think, I liked it so much, and I loved the sport, that everything people were trying to get me to do, I was picking it up super fast. And yeah, I think in the first few years, people were starting to expect things from me for sure. Took it to national level and then managed to qualify, and I was 18 and the first time, yeah, I got to skate with the big guys on the national team. It was intimidating. The guys that were there, it was Guillaume Bastille, there was Oli Jean, there was Charles, Sam, Charles Cournoyer. It was awe, and it felt like super respect. 2022 the Olympics were crazy. I still get shivers. There's nothing to describe it, and it's so special. And also, my first medal is just another level of surreal. I could have never expected that, and I think the first one is something I'll keep in my memory for my life. Last season started off with a bang.
It is going to be relay dominance for the Ice Maples.
I think the best results we've ever had. It just kept going for the entire year, and it takes something special to the year we had, and it gives a little bit of pressure this year, but it's a valuable lesson for what's coming. The weekend in Beijing was, no one could really believe it, but we knew we could do it. It's just something that never happens, winning every distances and getting medals after medals after medals. That was the last thing on my checklist I wanted to do. It was the last actual gold medals I needed to get in any race I could do, actually. I got it in the Canadian Championships, I got the gold in the Olympics, I got the gold in the individual World Championships, team World Championships. Got in 4 continents also. I got the gold in the World Cup, so I'm fully gilded at this point. It's just amazing, and you want to leave a legacy when you're done skating, and I think I've put myself as a position to be one of the good skaters in the sports over the past few years, and I couldn't have ever dreamed for something like this to happen to me. Kim has taught me a lot in the way she does things, for sure, over the past few years, and we're super different. And we blended both and just found a happy middle ground where we're both comfortable. Seeing her get the gold medal in Rotterdam was, a little bit of extra motivation to get the same, we call it palmarès as her, but sometimes it can help to have a little bit of outside life. So I have a dog. Kim, fais-le descendre. Charlie, viens ici. Yes, he's the little dog. And he's such a nice guy. I think he likes speed too. I'm pretty sure he would be a good speed skater if he was not a dog. You get home and he's always so happy, and it gets all the bad feelings and the vibes out of you, and it's super special, I think. Sharing these moments with them and Kim and the whole team is something amazing. Parents of the other skaters, when I was super young, they were saying that I would get to the Olympics, and I don't know how people saw it when I was so young, and how many people believed in me, where even sometimes I couldn't believe in myself as much as they did. People definitely put some resources in me and invested in me, and they saw some things great in me, and I'm so grateful for that, and I can't put the words on it, but thanks everyone.
I'm down on the ice with Roberts Kreuzbergs of the Latvian Golden Stars, and we're gonna have a quick chat to get to know him better. Roberts, when did you get into speed skating?
I was 6 years old. We started in Latvia, in Ventspils, where I was born. And there was a short track speed skating coach. And first of all, I was going like together with my brother just from school to skate, and yeah, that's how it started.
Okay, and then you have a couple brothers and that skated.
Yes, I mean I have a younger brother. His name is Gustavs, and he was also skating. I think he finished skating 2 seasons ago, and yeah, now he's actually joined the army, and he's becoming a soldier. So yeah, I'm still skating. I'm the middle child, and I still have one older brother. His name is Carlis, and actually he's a short track speed skating coach in Ventspils.
And how important is it to have friendships when you're training and skating?
The biggest friendship that I have is with Michal Nieminski, and yeah, this friendship is solid, and I think nothing can break it, you know?
Yeah. No, that's great. It's always important to have good friends around you. So now we're here in Montreal. I feel like Montreal is a bit of a special place for you. You got your first win here, a win last year on the World Tour. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I mean, yeah, Montreal is like as you said, like the place where I won the first time, and it was like a spectacular win for me. And yeah, this is the place where how to say, not usually get something good, but the results are stable, you know, the results are pretty solid here. And I mean, I like the ice, I like the atmosphere here, and the people cheering for me.
What are some of the things that you enjoy most about racing and short track speed skating?
I mean, of course, the speed. The speed is like, that's why it's called short track speed skating, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I would say if I would be a bit better on the passings, you know, then I would say that I would enjoy the sport more, but I'm trying to improve on that also. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy to listen on the live after I done my race about like how the commentators are praising me, and this is like, I feel pleased to hear that the commentators are like cheering me up, you know. So this is also like helping me to improve, I would say.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Good luck this season. Yeah. All the best, and appreciate the time today.
Thank you. Thank you.
heures pour la finale B du 1500 mètres chez les messieurs. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. Racing will begin. We'll resume in less than 2 minutes now. Donc, dans ce bloc final, quatrième bloc de l'après-midi, on aura les finales B et A sur 1500 mètres hommes. Tout sera suivi par les très spectaculaires finales de relais. Relais 3000 mètres chez les femmes. Donc, on aura bien sûr finale B d'abord. Finale A ensuite, l'équipe canadienne qui sera de la finale A qui bataillera pour la victoire et la médaille d'or. Et à la toute fin, restez avec nous jusqu'à la toute fin, mesdames et messieurs, on aura les demi-finales du relais chez les hommes sur l'épreuve de 5000 mètres, 5 km, 45 tours de piste. Donc, restez avec nous, on devrait conclure la journée aux alentours de 17h20. Donc, vous en aurez pour votre argent jusqu'au bout ici, à l'Arena Montréal pour cette troisième journée d'une série de 4 de ce circuit mondial des courtes de piste saison 2025-2026. So stay with us. We have set up final for the men 1500 meter.
Final block of racing to come here in Montreal on weekend number 2. Guys, Short Track World Tour. The B final up first in the men's 1500 meters. Sun Long, Clayton DeClemente, Stan Desmet, Brandon Kim, Hong Kyun Hwan, Reynes Berzins, and Hayashi Kosei. And after this, of course, the A final. The women's 3,000 meter B and A relay finals, and then we do the semifinals for the men's 5,000 meter relay.
Dans quelques instants, on va vous présenter les patineurs pour la finale B chez les messieurs sur 1500 mètres. Time now to introduce the skaters for the B.
There's Ariana Fontana.
And the men 1500 meters.
As I mentioned, recovering a bit of hip flexor injury. Seems in good spirits though. And we'll go down for the introductions for the 1500 meter B final for men.
De la ligne numéro 2 from the USA Eagles, Clayton DeClemente. De la ligne numéro 3, representing the Belgium Ice Bears, Stijn Desmet. De la ligne 4, representing the USA Eagles, Brandon Kim. De la ligne 5, representing the Korean White Tigers, Hong Kyun Hwan. De la ligne 6, representing the Latvian Golden Stars, Renis Berzins. Et de la ligne 7, representing the Japanese Ninjas, Hayashi Kosei.
Here we go with 7 skaters in the B final.
Go to start. Ready.
Just the nature of the sport on another weekend. These skaters could be in an A final. In fact, of course, Sun Long bronze a week ago in this distance. Hayashi has been on the podium in this distance on World Tour.
Sun Long, 1500 meter world champion.
Of course, you know, world champion. Yeah, Desmet talking about him. Yeah, guy who peaks, it seems, knows when to show up for the world championship events. He did not have any medals on World Tour last year, but then climbed onto the podium at Worlds in Beijing.
Well, it's so interesting to analyze some skaters that just have the ability to rise to the occasion. And it's just interesting that skaters like Stan Desmet and Sun Long, where does that come from? How do you dig that a little bit more deeper to find that extra effort to hit the podium when it matters most? How do you manage the pressure?
There's a guy like Dennis Nikisha last year getting onto the podium in the 500 in the Worlds. And DeClemente now jamming a chili pepper into this thing, picking up the pace. His USA compatriot Brandon Kim, the same plan.
Little bump in the back. Sun Long and Hong.
Marinus Berzins certainly would love to this. He's had some good races this weekend. You know, a guy who's been on the podium, but it's been a few years, and certainly showing some good signs here. But it's DeSmet getting to the front. And now
Smith's just continuing with this attack. He goes around the outside, he keeps picking up the pace. Crossovers going all the way around that turn, down the straightaway.
Brandon Kim closing it up, as is Hung Kyun Hwan, but it's Kim getting to the lead. Watch out, here comes the red and the black of Sun Long.
All that effort might have been a little bit too much from Stan DeSmet. He's faded to the back now.
One to go, Hung, Sun flanking Brandon Kim, and Sun now just carrying it all the way around to the lead, and he will take the B final. Hung goes second, and then the U.S. teammates third and fourth.
Sun Long doing it in style, making it look so easy on that outside, around the last turn. Feeling like he barely broke a sweat to make that one.
U.S. skaters, some real animators in this one, as was Berzins.
Well, Stan DeSmet with that outside attack, where he really just elevated the speed of this race. Got chopped on the outside for about a lap or two, and then he just keeps going with it right here.
Just a little too early, perhaps, as he faded a little bit. Sun Long, he knows how to get there first, and he did. Maybe a bit of a half-hearted. Well, it's a beat final win, so he won't go all out for the celebration.
He'll take the win, but it wasn't the win he wanted.
Graphic is up, and in a moment the lights will go down. It's time for the A final, where we will have 8 skaters. You think it's full of 7?
Well, when you have 8 skaters on the line, it just, you can't be caught in the back. So what happens there is it may be slow to begin with, but again, like I've said before, it'll ramp up quickly. You can't be caught that far back to make a big move late in the race. You want to position yourself towards the front, and that will just continually pick up the pace of the race.
It's going to be a very different podium than a week ago. The 3 men on the podium last weekend, Im Jong-un, Hwang Dae-hun, and Sun Long, are not in this race.
Time now to introduce the finalists for the men 1500 meter. Des Pays-Bas, representing the Dutch Lions, Jans van Veld. L'Italie, representing the Italian Gladiators, Pietro Sigel. Des Pays-Bas, representing the Dutch Lions, Don Koss. Du Canada, representing the Canadian Ice Maples, the Canadien William Dodgy. Du Canada, representing the Canadian Ice Maples, the triple médaille olympique, Steven Dubois. Du Canada, representing the Canadian Ice Maples, l'orgueil de l'esprit, Félix Roussel. Du Japon, representing the Japanese Ninjas, Miyata Shogo. A dirty Teddy representing the Italian Gladiators, Tomo Nadalini.
Well, after that semifinal, Nadalini made the signs that he was a bit exhausted for this one, but when he was introduced, he mimicked he was eating something, so maybe he's fueled up and is ready to go, because this is going to be a barn burn on the 1,500 meter men's A final.
Gold, silver, and bronze will be awarded.
Go to the start. Ready.
So everything in multiples. 3 Ice Maples, 2 Lions, 2 Gladiators, and then Miyata Shogo, the lone ninja in this one. And if you're sitting in 8th, it's a long way to go. It's almost a half a straightaway when they're spread out like that.
Well, if you're not in the front and the pace picks up quickly, you really have to change your tactics. You have to start coming to look at more of an opportunistic passer in that race, watching for movement ahead of you, looking to strike. William Danjou takes control of the lead of this race.
And this is the moment for the 2 rivals from last season, the top 2, the top 3, the top 4 of last year's World Tour, and the top 5 from last year's World Tour are all here. But it was really the battle between Danjou and Van der Vout that went down to the wire. And they're the 2 at the front right now. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 helmets all in this one.
Jack Moss building up some speed on the outside.
It'll be a bit tougher for him to get to the front where he's shown he has a preference.
Dubois been well tight on that entry. Stays clean there now. Pietro Siegel looking to move around the outside.
So many skaters. It's going to take some doing to get everybody through. And
Van der
Vout
Vout
goes down, as does Siegel. That changes the complexion completely. It's Koss on the front. Danjou and Roussel, Miyata in 4th. The 2 who went in are up right now, but Roussel gets up into 2nd.
3 laps to go here. Danjou in his office out front.
Danjou and Roussel. Roussel up the inside. It's Miyata in 3rd. He's trying to look on the outside. 2 to go.
Steven Dubois now moving from the back. He's been patient.
And Danjou for the lead. Roussel in 2nd. Currently, Miyata, it isn't his time, but it's Danjou. Of course it is. And it's Roussel 2nd. And it's time. Miyata in 3rd.
It's been long awaited.
Well deserved by that man. There is a review. And so it is a possible illegal late pass there, and it's one of the Canadians getting looked at. It's Roussel.
Well, that would mean in this case, Miyata Shogo is clean. This is that long awaited medal we've been waiting for there for him.
We'll wait for the results to be official. But yes, it would be Danjou on top. I think he has got this one locked up. And we'll see what the call is. But, you know, as someone who's watched these guys for the last few seasons, feeling for Miyata right now, thoroughly deserved by him.
Well, Miyata Shogo, what a performance there. Battling it out, gunning out this 1500 meter. But what else can we say about William Danjou, right? That we haven't said already. Here's a tight battle there. Dubois jumps back out of it, gives up on that pass attempt. Here's a look. This is what they're reviewing. This incident here with Roussel, very tight on that inside pass.
Setting the dominoes in motion.
And a good battle between teammates there.
I don't envy you trying to find new things to talk about with Danjou on the ice. So, you won again. Anything new this time? So they are looking. Not been made official just yet, but they've gone from the review screen to the results screen.
Well, if Roussel were to get a penalty in this situation, sitting in 4th place, Stephen Dubois.
And he would get bumped up. We shall see.
So we have the referee who entered the final decision. L'officiel en chef qui a entré sa décision et qui va dans quelques instants nous donner sa décision. Portons notre attention à l'écran géant.
Final decision, yellow card, number 12, Canada.
There you have it. So it is Danjou with the victory. Miyata Shogo bumped up to silver medal. So Roussel gets a yellow card for the infraction here. Bad behavior is the ruling. So diving right up the inside and then just sort of setting that in motion. But Dubois for bronze now. And Tyler's going to jump down, and the fans of this sport will finally be glad to see Miyata Shogo getting a well-deserved silver medal. I've mentioned it. Tyler brought it up. I mentioned it all the time. Miyata wearing number 5 on his helmet, 5th overall in the World Tour standings. And he never got on a podium, just in a final after a final after a final. And now, well-deserved silver medal, but what more can you say about William Danjou? Yet another gold medal, and Stephen Dubois up onto the podium in the 1500.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, la cérémonie de remise de médailles pour l'épreuve masculine du 1500 mètres circuit mondial ISU de course de piste Montréal 2025. The medal ceremony for the men's 1500 meter the ISU Short Track World Tour, Montreal 2025. Les médailles seront présentées par medals will be presented by the assistant referee, Mr. Livio Mella. En 3e position, gagnant de la médaille de bronze in 3rd place. And winner of the bronze medal des céréales de glace canadien, Stephen Dubois. En 2e position et gagnant de la médaille d'argent. In 2nd place and winner of the silver medal representing the Japanese ninjas, Miyata Shogo. Miyata Shogo. le gagnant de la médaille d'or in first place and winner of the gold medal des sérables de classe canadien, sa deuxième médaille d'or de la journée, William Danjou. William Danjou. Mesdames et messieurs, nos médaillés, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Making statement after statement after statement to kick off the Olympic season. More time for Danjou to chat with Tyler coming up in a moment. What haven't we heard yet? Well, we're about to hear more.
Back on the ice with William Danjou again, second time today. 8 skaters in that 1500-meter final. What was your strategy going in?
I can't talk too much about strategy because people are going to see through my game, but no, seriously, I was just happy to be able to perform that way, especially with 3 Canadians in that pack. Felt great, you know. Like I said, home crowd always gives us energy, so very happy about that.
Last week, a bit of a challenge in the 1500-meter. You come back, you get gold today. How's that feel?
It feels great, you know, it's adjustments. Last week was hard for me because I felt I couldn't express myself to my full potential. But, you know, ups and downs, that's the whole part of short track and, getting used to it, so yeah.
Well, you delivered today. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. There you go.
I believe and in a moment, I believe he's thrown out some of his own merchandise out there too. He missed his throw too. Just like Thoreau. Quite get it up into the stands, but he's here to skate, not to throw. And we will take a look back at that race. Updated Crystal Globe standings, and now he does move ahead of Pietro Siegel into first overall, 342, 302. Lots more to come though this weekend. Still the 1,000 to see another shakeup of those top 10 positions. Yata Shogo jumps up into 7th, 170. Steven Dubois in 5th with 228. May see skaters already on the ice. That is the women's 3,000 meter relay B final. Poland, Italy, Kazakhstan, and the USA. So Hussars, Kamila Selye, Natalia Malashevska, Nikola Mazur, Gabriela Topolska. Gladiators have Elisa Confortola, Gloria Iodiatti, Chiara Betti, and Ariana Segal. The Nomads have Olga Tikhonova, Alina Ashgalieva, Zeynep Kumar Khan, and Malika Yermak. And we'll get to those in a second. There is a change for the Eagles. Kristen Santos, Griswold, Corin Stoddard, Julia Latai, all still there. And Cameron Lute is now getting drawn in. And so this is for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th for the Olympic qualification standings. It matters greatly.
Towards the Olympic qualification.
Welcome back, Tyler. You made it up.
Made it back. Regaining my breath right now.
I'll keep talking. Well, not too much, I hope. The USA Eagles could sure use a good result here. 9th last weekend. The Hussars were 8th. Gladiators have that benefit of already knowing that they are going to the Olympics, but never hurts to get drilled in high-level relay skating. And then the Nomads would also use a good result. They were 11th a week ago.
Tight entry there between Gloria Iodiatti and Corin Stoddard there. Both skaters on their feet, battling for position.
Polska, Santos, Griswold, Confortola, and Kumar Khan on the front. Remember, this stage of the game there has not been an ice resurface for a little bit, so this will wear things down. It'll wear you down even more as the Gladiators get up into second on the exchange.
And as we're talking about moving towards the Winter Olympic Games, these relay opportunities are critical to work on your strategy, your execution, and get things dialed. You only have 4 opportunities on the World Tour to manage these finals, and then you have the games. You've already been through one weekend. Those opportunities to go up against the best are becoming smaller and smaller.
Polska on the front right now. Santos Griswold up the inside. No big breakaways just yet. Confortola struggled to get onto her feet and get a proper exchange into Betty, but everybody still in the compact group at the front. And they've done it a few times now. Segal for the position.
Well, there's been a battle between the Eagles and the Gladiators back and forth in second.
Oh, Segal is down, but that was after the exchange. Stoddard and Iodiatti, a little coming together. Iodiatti slows down, that backs up the chasing group, and this allows the Eagles to pull away a little bit.
Close call with the track steward there. Everyone's on their feet though.
Going to see 6 to go. It's Lute on the ice for the U.S., the 21-year-old.
Well, this is a great position for the Eagles. They've got the closing power of Stoddard and Kristen Santos Griswold to finish.
Segal has made those passes on exchanges a few times now. Now the U.S. are going on the off exchange.
They exchange a half lap early so that Stoddard can get 2 laps in before she hands off to Kristen Santos Griswold.
One more exchange coming. There's then that final gun, and it will be Santos Griswold leading Confortola. This would be a good boost for the USA Eagles to take the B final. And will Confortola push it? Not quite just yet, and there it is for the USA Eagles. Over the line first in the B final. And so there is one review underway on the Gladiators. Possible inside skater failure to give way. So I'm sure we'll get a look at that at one point, but the USA result will hold, and so 9th, a weekend ago. Big 5th jump up for them as they aim for those top 8 relay spots.
Keep an eye out on the replay here, watching for that incident. This might be it right here.
That's where Siga went down on the exchange. It was after she had done her thing.
Yeah, Gidiot was going up the inside. Good race for the American Eagles. That's the result that they needed, getting that 5th place position.
Move them up. There we go. Eagles, Gladiators, Hussars, Nomads. The one incident there was cleared. So our penultimate race of the day is our final medal of the day and the final trip down the stairs.
Hopefully not a trip.
My associate, I meant as in like the final trip down the stairs as in we going on a trip. You know what I mean.
Journey.
Yeah, just don't make it a trip. Well, last weekend it was the White Tigers coming away with the victory. The Dutch in 2nd and the Canadians 3rd, but here we go.
Starting on lane number 1, de la ligne numéro 1, Choi Min-jong, Kim Gi, Shin Suk-hee, No Do-hee, the Korean White Tigers. De la ligne numéro 2, on lane 2, Sandra Belzebourg, Michel Belzebourg, Zoe Florence Deltra, Selma Poutsma, the Dutch Lions. De la ligne numéro 3, Danae Blais, Florence Brunel, Kim Boutin, Courtney Serrault, les érables de glace canadiens. And on lane 4, de la ligne 4, Irai Ami, Nakashima Mirei, Kurokawaki, Kanai Erika, the Japanese Ninjas.
Dutch Lions, I know, make it one change from the semifinals. Zoe Deltrap being drawn in. Dita Van Oerschacht was in the semis. And to start, it is Shim Suk-hee, Michelle Velzebourg, Florence Brunel, and Hirai Ami.
To the start. Ready.
Last week's winners. Last year's winners in Montreal weekend number 2 was the Canadian Ice Maples. And is the current world record holders as well. The Dutch 4:02.809 set in 2001 right now. Kim Gilly on the front ahead of Zoe Deltrap. And there has been a helmet change. Kim Boutin changed back her helmet to the one with the maple leaf on it. Different look in the semis. Now it's Danae Blais on the ice ahead of Kanai Rika.
Things remaining calm right now within this relay race.
Everyone making the exchange clearly right now. Jaden John, Sandra Belzebor, Courtney Sauro, and Nakashima Midei.
Sandra Belzebor accelerating into that exchange, trying to get Zoe Deltrap into the lead. She does. Not a lot of speed build on that turn.
And that opens up the chance for Kim Boutin to just ramp up the pace and get to the front.
Blais controlling the front, not too panicked to try to put the speed down. Staying calm.
We will see 15 now. Brunel leading the way. Slight gap between the top 3 and the Ninjas, but closed right up there. So waiting the big moment. What will it be? When will it happen? Deltrap looking up the inside. Gilly, Kim Gilly looking up the outside into second, and now a battle between the Canadians and the Koreans.
Well, a great move on the outside from Kim Gilly. This pace is high, completing outside pass. Bit of a gap between the Lions and the Tigers right now. Michelle Belzebor closing that down.
The reigning world champions leading the way as the Lions re-enter the picture. The Ninjas still not far behind. And down go the Dutch!
Little exchange, they need a tag up, they need a tag up.
And there's still no one. Poutsmouth coming around to get Michelle Belzebor. There was hesitation there, and now it's really kicking off. It is Boutin and Kim Gilly.
Kim Gilly up the inside.
Finds the opening. Let's see what Danae Blais has to respond. It's No Do-hee leading the way for the White Tigers. Could be another position for the Ninjas if they can keep it up for a medal. And there is going to be an exchange right up into the back. Brunel had nowhere to go. The final exchanges are coming. Here comes Jae-Min Jung. Here comes Courtney Sauro. They will see. 2 to go. Sauro in impetuous form right now. She is going to make the move. Being cheered on. No stopping the Ice Maples. The world champions now back on top.
How do you stop that? An attack from Courtney Sauro. She makes that inside pass, and she still attacks that next corner entry. Just a huge lead. So much confidence. Delivering here in Montreal.
Last lap move around Jae-Min Jung. When it's working, it's working. And for the Canadian relay team right now, right there, it was working very, very well. Courtney Sauro just does it again. This time helping her teammates, but goodness. Ricky Doak out on the ice. medal for the Japanese Ninjas. Unfortunate for the Dutch Lions. It was a tight-knit team, tight-knit group, and Sander Velzeboer just got them all to close ranks for the moment. Here's the move. This is the moment. And you just have that tunnel of noise from the home fans as she spots the opening. Just drives up the inside. And these days, when Siro is on the front that late in the race, well, that's the ball game right there. Big bunch of points go to the Canadians in that Team Crystal Globe standings as well. But now it's time, after we see the results, to hand out the medals.
A final medal ceremony coming up next. Féminine du relais 3000 mètres du circuit mondial ISU de course de piste Montréal 2025. The medal ceremony for the women's relay 3000 meter and the ISU Short Track World Tour, Montreal 2025. Les médailles seront présentées par the medals will be presented by the referee Harold Janssen and the assistant referee Livio Mella. En troisième position et gagnante de la médaille de bronze, in third place, and winners of the bronze medal, the Japanese Ninjas. Irai Ami Kanai Erika Kurukawa Kinagashima Mire and Watanabe Aoi. Team Japan, the Japanese Ninjas. En deuxième position et gagnante de la médaille d'argent, in second place, and winner of the silver medal, the Korean White Tigers. Swing Jong, Kim Gilly, Lee Soyeon, No Do-hee, and Shin Suk-hee. Team Republic of Korea, the Korean White Tigers. Et en première position et gagnante de la médaille d'or, in first place, and winner of the gold medal, les Zèbres de glace Canada, Team Canada. Team Canada, les sénateurs de place canadiens, Canadian Ice Maples. Mesdames et messieurs, nos mêlées, ladies and gentlemen, the medalists.
Restez avec nous, mesdames et messieurs, dans quelques instants. Bien sûr, il y aura l'entrevue d'usage avec nos gagnants et ensuite les deux demi-finales du relais 5000 mètres. Messieurs, stay with us. We'll have the interview with the gold medal team and then last two races of the afternoon.
Women's relay medal on the board here now.
1,000-meter relay. A lot of action to come here at the legendary Montreal Arena. Pendant que nos patineuses se félicitent, on aura droit à l'entrevue des gagnants. Ils sont sûrement très heureuses. Time now for
Tyler is out on the ice,
the gold
and he'll
medalists.
get a chat with the winners.
L'équipe est prête. Tyler, over to you.
Here with the Ice Maples team, Kim, what a day for the Canadian Ice Maples, 4 for 4. How proud are you of this relay team here and the Canadian Ice Maples as a whole?
We're so happy.
Avez-vous des derniers mots pour la foule?
Yeah, for sure, Brittany, have some. Yeah, Brittany. Vous êtes incroyable.
Félicitations. I have some t-shirts for you. We have some Ice Maples t-shirts to throw out.
Donc, faites du bruit, elles vont lancer des chandails, des sénateurs de place canadiens gratuits.
Courtney Sereau does not speak French, so he's getting a chance to practice them right here. The Moncton, New Brunswick native.
Parcours parfait pour l'équipe canadienne cet après-midi. 4 en 4, 2 médailles chez les messieurs, 2 médailles chez les femmes. Est-ce que l'équipe canadienne du relais chez les messieurs pourra compléter avec une qualification?
Spotless day for the Canadian side as a whole, but we'll look back. Relay final. There is the updated Team Crystal Globe standings. The 100 points is tripled for relays when it comes to the Team Crystal Globe standings, and so 300 points for the Canadians. Still 2 more events to come, but 4 gold medals for the Canadian side. Donjanu sweeping the men's individual events. Sereau just keeps it all going for her fantastic start to the season, and then the women's relay side. No medals going to be handed out here, but Canadian men certainly feeling some momentum. 5,000 meters to come. First of 2, of course. Top 2 to the A final, second 2 to the B final. They had to go through a heat the other day to get into this. And so for the Gladiators, their lineup: Pietro Sigo, Thomas Natalini, Luca Speckenhauser, Andrea Cassinelli. Speckenhauser and Natalini. The USA Eagles have Andrew Hio, Brandon Kim, Clayton DiClemente, and Marcus Howard. The Chinese Lungs, Sun Long, Lu Xiaowang, Lin Xiaojun and Zhang Bohao. And then for the Polish Hussars, Michał Niewinski, DNA Cillier, Felix Pigeon, and Nathan Thomas. And Sun Long first to the line. Clayton DiClemente for the Eagles. Niewinski for the Hussars, and Speckenhauser for the Italian Gladiators. Welcome back, Tyler.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
Go to the start. Ready.
I had the microphone on when I heard Courtney Sereau working on her French a little bit more.
Me too.
So there's a little snicker when I heard her going.
Patineurs peuvent s'échanger de relais à tout moment. Le 20 patineurs de l'équipe doit le faire. Il va patiner les 2 derniers tours de piste, donc on doit s'assurer d'avoir un relais donné avant la
So at this stage, not a ton of muscle thrown into that push. Pichon, Seagal. This is a look at the closers. Hio and Luke Shawan.
Course 14th on track, the Italian Gladiators, USA.
Schedule for tomorrow is essentially this, but flipped with the women's 500 and 1500, the men's 1000, the men's relay final, and then there is also the mixed relay. Never a dull moment, lots more to come.
These finals will be raced tomorrow afternoon here.
Well, in these early stages of the relay, you're just getting comfortable, getting into a rhythm, getting into a routine of your relay team, your exchanges. Another thing you're kind of paying attention for too is ice conditions. There's been a lot of races. We haven't had a track flood in a little while, so you're trying to identify which areas on the track might be a little worn, areas you may want to try to avoid when you're really trying to attack the race later on.
Stars on the front.
Nombre d'événements internationaux qui ont été ici depuis les championnats en 1987.
Taking a look at where they were after week 1. Again, the Italian relay side don't have to worry about Olympic qualification, but the Hussars, they were down in 12th, the Eagles in 10th, the Chinese Lungs in 2nd, and Italy was in 3rd as far as the distance. So the Hussars and the Eagles getting into the top 8 will get a fair helping of some much needed ranking points. It is chasing that top 8 by the end of the World Tour.
At the last Winter Olympic Games, Pietro Sigel was a member of that bronze medal team. Currently sitting in 2nd, right behind the Polish Hussars.
All is calm before the storm.
I call it the getting to know you phase.
At these stages, you're kind of looking to capitalize on opportunities too. You know, a team misses an exchange, you may jump on it. A team may slip or have a fall, you attack. Little mistakes can get you early in the relay, so you want to stay clean and composed in these early laps.
Zhang Bohao getting up into 3rd on the last exchange. Clayton DiClemente returns the favor.
And it's one of those things to watch. When you're exchanging your partner, you want to give them a good push. Sometimes you're looking for a boost, a move forward in positioning, but you got to be careful you don't launch them into the back of another team or put your teammate in a situation that's very difficult or they can get into trouble.
Stars have been at the front the whole way so far. Andrea Cassinelli, guy we've seen just deployed in the relays the last couple weekends on the ice for the Gladiators. And the Lungs back up into 3rd. On the exchange, it's the Gladiators who jump into lead. I thought the Lungs were looking to jump up into 2nd, but it's the Italian side moving in front with Natalini.
And when the teams are making these exchanges, when you're the pushing skater, you got to be very controlled with your feet. You got to make sure you're not pushing out wide, you're not kicking any of the other skaters exchanging. You have an obligation to make sure you're staying in control and not interfering or impeding on the teams exchanging behind you.
Back to the front, Pigeon.
Well, we're entering the phase of the race where now we're looking to see who's going to attack.
It's DNA Cellier, Andrea Cassinelli, Marcus Howard.
Lin Zhaojun there, sitting up on the outside.
He loves to be there, though.
Yeah, pulling on the brakes there as the Chinese lungs heading into that corner.
Doesn't have to make the moves up just yet, but time is running up from to do it.
And Natalini now is increasing the pace off the front.
Sun Long sitting at the back. Wants to get around Di Clemente. Nivinsky also up there, but now the Italians.
Who's showing very tight with Andrew Hio though on that corner.
That will get looked at as Felix Pigeon returns to the lead, and now the field closing back up again.
Chinese Longs and the USA Eagles, we pick up their speed.
Cellier, Cassinelli, Lin Zhaojun, and Marcus Howard. And to the lead on the exchange goes Thomas Natalini.
Brandon Kim jumping up into third position for the Eagles.
Inside, 9 to go.
The Chinese with so long in second position, Clayton Di Clemente for the American, and behind Nivinsky. Skating for the
Really is separating up the front two. Siegel driving it. Lu Xiaowang able to keep it with them. Hio under pressure from Pigeon.
Zhaojun on that outside shoulder.
A supreme passer goes up the inside on Cassinelli.
Well, you see Lin Zhaojun get up the inside, come back to the outside so he gets a strong entry, denies the pass back of the Gladiators.
The pass before the final pass coming up. One more allowed. Speckenhauser to the lead. Sun Long battles back, but here comes Pietro Siegel and Lu Xiaowang watching where they are to make those proper exchanges.
You've got to reshuffle when those passes are happening before the exchange. You've got to reorder yourselves on the inside. There's the bell.
And it is Lu Xiaowang and Pietro Siegel. Happy to think this time maybe discretion the better part of valor. USA Eagles Hio crossing in third, but what is being looked at was that move earlier on the Chinese lungs, on the USA Eagles, possible inside skater failure to give way is what the review is for.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the replay here. Watch to see if we can catch that incident. Not it, yeah. No, yeah, that's not it. It's not it yet.
It was on Hio, I believe.
Yeah, and it was Lu Xiaowang.
It might have been on a corner.
This is it here.
So Hio in front. And well, until the officials make the ruling, you at home decide for yourself what you think might happen.
That's one of those situations when you're making that exchange with your partner, not pushing them into a place that they could get into danger with.
Before we get to it, tomorrow morning, we are back at it with a 10:45 a.m. start. Ooh, always like those second days repechage. A little bit later, we'll have the repechage for women in the 500 and 1500, and the men in the 1000. Of course, we don't have those relays to worry about, and so 10:45 starts the main session. The World Tour session gets underway. Same time as today, 1:35 local time. That's Eastern time. 10:35 a.m. Pacific. You judge accordingly based on your own time zone. And we will have mixed relays, men's relays, and then those other individual events that I just mentioned. And then that will be it for weekends number 1 and 2 on the World Tour. We'll be back middle of next month.
How's it going to be over already?
I know. 3 and 4. Last year we had a month in between. Now we're going to go right into it. And it's going to be the end of the season, and we are going to go down to the ice.
Final decision, penalty, Team China.
And so there you have it. There is the penalty and a chance for an A final for the USA Eagles.
Well, you see them high-fiving there down in the heat box after the race. That's a huge result for them to get to an A final and score some massive points towards that Olympic berth.
Again, they finished 10th a week ago. They're chasing a top 8.
There was another look at that. Inside, failure to give way.
They're chasing a top 8 at the end of the World Tour, which, as Tyler mentioned, we're just about halfway done. And so it begins in November, one weekend in Gdansk in Poland, and then we'll quickly head on down to the Netherlands. This year it's Dordrecht. And if you are a burgeoning short track fan and you want to see other stuff, well, the European Championships will be coming up in January, which are in Tilburg in the Netherlands. And so here is heat number 2. Maxime Laoun starting for the Ice Maples. Miata Shogo for the Ninjas. Toon Boer, the Dutch Lions.
Go to the start. Ready.
And for the Korean White Tigers, it is Hwang Dae-han.
For this second semi-final of the men 5,000 meter relay for.
And so the Lions in front right now, they have Jens van het Wout.
Something just flew on the ice. It's on the track. The track steward's out to grab it.
Well spotted. That can cause all kinds of chaos. The Dutch have Jens van het Wout, Toon Boer, Dan Koss, and Melle van het Wout. The Ice Maples, William Dongenou, Steven Dubois, Felix Roussel, and Maxime Laoun. The Ninjas, Miyata Shogo, Hayashi Kosei, Watanabe Keita, and Yoshinaga Kazuki. And then Korea, the White Tigers have Hwang Dae-han, Lee Jung-min, In Jong-un, and Shin Dong-min. Didn't hit me until they had awarded that medal. That 4 gold medals today, all of them to the Ice Maples. Love those trappings of home.
Well, it's interesting, you know, we were talking earlier this week, but how do the Ice Maples keep up that consistency, that performance that they deliver at the World Championships? And apparently they can do it. They're doing it again here this weekend.
In a sport that's so unpredictable, doing it once is impressive enough. Doing it twice is almost just tempting fate at this point, but they keep finding a way to get to the front. Of course, this week being on, these last 2 weeks being on familiar ice, we had that long discussion about they did a big ice change. It wasn't what they were used to a weekend ago.
The Ice Maples have the work cut out for them here. The Dutch Lions, the Ninjas, and the White Tigers, all strong teams. Looking at who might be the finishing skaters here, you got Rim Jong-un, William Dongenou, Melle van het Wout, Yoshinaga. So many strong skaters on the ice.
So just looking a week ago, it was the Korean White Tigers doing the double. They won the women's relay and the men's relay. The Dutch Lions were 5th, so they were actually out of the A final. The Canadians 4th, the Japanese Ninjas 7th. So all 4 of these teams really on course for Olympic qualification.
Very similar to the previous relay. All calm skating right now. Trying to keep things tidy.
This is is Mela Vanetvout. And here comes a big turn of speed. That is Im Jong-un.
Im Jong-un, so smooth. It's so impressive. I can't believe he's 17 years old. The composure, the strength, the technique. He's just so wonderful to watch.
He did get a penalty in the 1500 today. We'll see what he does in the 1000 tomorrow, but just cranked it up to 11 there for a moment before. It looks like it's settling down a little bit, but it is still at a pretty decent clip right now.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Im Jong-un responds to that, because sometimes you get a penalty, you can be hard on yourself, you want to come back, deliver a strong performance, and for some skaters that really elevates them. And Dan Koss moving around the outside.
He is taking a look around to Shin Dong-min, but it is the Lions in the lead. The White Tigers, two formidable teams in front, the Ice Maples. It's time to go to work for William Dongenu.
Don't get too comfortable. It won't be easy.
It's Boer now, and Huang, the great veteran. Now they're all compressed back up again. What kind of spring in Miyata Shogo's step there is perhaps now that he's got that individual medal.
Well, it's been a lot of back and forth between the Dutch Lions and the White Tigers. Every time you're making a pass, that's taking another risk as the Ninjas move up into third position. It also costs you some energy. So if you're watching, the Ice Maples have done very little work to try to move up the pack just yet. As we're coming upon 17 laps to go, trying to conserve some energy, minimize risks.
And for the lead, the door is not open. And Im Jong-un, pardon me. Defensive there. Now the White Tigers, knowing there's a bit of a gap with the Ice Maples, perhaps driving it. They know how formidable the Canadian side is, as Maxime Lahoun shaping up a move. It's not there on the exchange, though.
Well, the pack tightens out. What Maxime Lahoun was looking to do there, really accelerating the exchange. He went for a wider entry to carry some speed out to try to make that pass after the handoff. But here, this may be an opportunity as the skaters are shoulder to shoulder on these corners.
Hayashi, nice move into second. And as they battle in front, that allows the Ice Maples to close it back up.
Im Jong-un off the front again, dragging the pace down. He is so quick.
Dongenu into third ahead of Mela Vanetvout. Im Jong-un. Hwang Dae-han now at the front. Miyata Shogo has Maxime Lahoun bearing down on him. And they see 8 to go now. Canadians almost missing that exchange.
Right there.
And Roussel slipping to fourth.
Well, there's that opportunity when you have all those passes, making changes in the lead, taking risks.
And the Ninjas going down. Not sure if there was a collision. That will be reviewed, or if they went down on their own. But now it is Dan Koss with Dubois. And it's almost serendipitous for the Canadians rising to the occasion.
4 laps to go here. William Dongenu out front. Mela Vanetvout trying to track him down, but a gap is opening up. We talked about the Canadians holding back earlier in the relay, conserving some energy, and now opening the throttle.
And there is one more exchange coming. Roussel on the ice. Jens Vanetvout, Lee Jung-min for the White Tigers. They are being reviewed for the incident on the Ninjas, but it is Roussel at the bell. The Japanese side nicely moving aside, and Felix Roussel will guide the Canadian Ice Maples to first place, and Jens Vanetvout to second for the Dutch Lions. So what is being looked at? An illegal late pass by the Korean White Tigers, but also a possible lane change from outside to in on the same incident by the Japanese Ninjas. And of course, that always also lends to the possibility of some shared responsibility when it's two teams doing something together on the same incident.
The Ice Maples delivered all day long. strong result from the Dutch Lions. They were one to punch their ticket to the A final. You can see Jens Van Love laughing after coming across the finish line. He's pleased with that. Putting them in a position to compete for a medal. Here's another look there. And I know I said it a few times, but every time you're making these passes within the relay, you're taking a chance. If it's unsuccessful, you're risking a penalty, you're risking a fall, you're risking an incident. That's where you want to stay calm and stay patient and wait for the moment to strike.
Looks like they might have picked up 2 tickets for the A final. Voici l'arbitre en chef Alan Jensen qui a été occupé cet après-midi. Le vétéran officiel néerlandais qui
word.
de l'être de Sarah Anderson.
The racing's not done, is it?
You can stay if
I'm
you'd
not
like.
ready for it to be done.
Okay, then you can stay by all means. I think we've put in a good day's work.
Oh, there's another look
right there. We'll see if one's going in, one's going out. Bang, bang, play. So yes, they have noted also possible shared responsibility down to the ice.
Final decision, no penalty, shared responsibility between Korea and Japan.
As we mentioned, when both are getting looked at, there's always that possibility of, well, shared responsibility. One going out, one going in, shoulder to shoulder, and yeah, they were just about level. Trying to make that pass. And right there.
You see both skaters kind of shifting towards each other to get into that corner entry.
And so they will go to the B final tomorrow to race for 5th. That will be a smaller B final, as China being penalized means the Polish Hussars. It will be a 3-team B final. And there you have the results from heat number 2. Well, if you're still feeling the need to talk, how would you like to give me your final thoughts for today, sir?
I mean, I feel like we've talked it to death already with the Ice Maples being so successful, going 4 for 4. I certainly did not predict that. I think they're certainly more than happy with that result, but things just heating up in this World Tour. I can't wait to kind of reflect back out tomorrow, look at the Crystal Globe standings, see where everybody's at, see where the teams are at. Things are really starting to play out here. You know, we're quickly going to be halfway through this World Tour season, so things are really taking shape quickly. We're going to identify who to watch for in that Crystal Globe, and the team standings, of course, the Ice Maples, just getting an overwhelming amount of points today for their team. So they certainly will be in the lead of the Crystal Globe team event, but looking at where all the individuals are standing, because that's always such a fun competition within these individual distances to look at the overall champion.
Not much more to be said. We'll sign off for today. Tomorrow, 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Looking forward to having you once again. On behalf of everybody involved in putting this whole event together, and Tyler Dara, the man beside me, as always, my name is Gavin Day. Talk at you again tomorrow. Goodbye.